Let's go.
What's good? What's good? What's good, everyone?
What's good? What up? What up? What's up?
What up? What up?
Gifted listen. Let me fuel up. Let me fuel up before I cook.
Yeah. Gifted was cooking since early today.
Yeah, yes, he was. You got it, Claire. Where we starting? Oh, there he is.
Hey,
What up? What up?
There he is, coming
What
late.
up?
Ladies and gentlemen.
How's
How's
everybody
it
doing?
Weekend, man?
Back.
Man, it's a Sunday, man. You know what Sundays are for recovery. Drink that water after all the tequila and vodka.
Tequila. What we talking
Sorry,
about?
bro. What?
Tequila.
Tequila?
I'm a vodka cranberry guy, but sometimes
That's what I'm
tequila,
talking about, Jalen.
Yes, I'm that, but sometimes if we got in the booth.
Wait. Did we say
the ladies-
vodka cranberry?
I'm a vodka cranberry guy. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, what's wrong?
Oh
Vodka
my god,
cranberry?
no,
Yeah.
vodka cranberry is killing. Like that's
No, it is.
so-
And then you need the tequila for all because if you have a ton of girls at the booth, girls love tequila. You always gotta get a bottle of vodka.
Girls
bottle
love
of
tequila. Girls are drinking whatever just because it's
I
free.
mean, that's true. That is true. They do be coming in when the bottles come in when it's
So,
free.
are you a bottle service guy, Jalen?
So no, we host some nightlife events every Friday, Saturday at different clubs, and the clubs just give us free bottles, free booth, just to bring them pretty girls and make their social media pages look good. So yeah,
Okay. My guy says I put in work. No question.
just for fun, just on Friday, Saturday nights. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard.
Yes, sir.
As you should.
No doubt.
All right. So I think we're going to start with Team USA, first game over the weekend. I know Gifted got something special for us, but while Gifted is doing his thing, if you guys have a game you guys want to shout out, I just finished watching the condensed game on the FIBA channel for the Japan game right now. But if y'all got a game y'all want to shout out, I watched the full Team USA and Team Canada. Gifted, I know you watch USA. I don't know how many of you guys watch USA. So do you want to start right now, Gifted, and then we can go from there?
Yeah, sure. And what's up with everyone inside of the chat? This week's episode of the show should be pretty fun. As he stated, I was able to watch the entirety of Team USA. So I downloaded some clips. I did some quick edits, and I was able to show like the highlights of what I think this team did the best and the standout players from their game against New Zealand. So we can get that on the screen here. We can get right to it. Let me pause it real quick and restart it from the beginning. Yep, right here. Okay, so right here, early, New Zealand was on Team USA's head. I think they played pretty well basketball. And then here, Austin Reeves and Paolo, to me, were the biggest X factors in this entire game. Quick reads in their two-man game, Paolo goes up. And every time their combination, like throughout this, clip video here, they just showed consistently. And then on the other end, Team USA found ways to turn defense into offense again. Look at the defense Paolo plays here. This is what a rim protector needs to do to be impactful for the team. And Paolo steps in perfectly here. Great block. And then instantly it turns from defense into offense, and Austin Reeves gets fouled. So again, like the pressure Austin Reeves was putting on the basket and Paolo's defense collectively made the biggest difference for Team USA, in my opinion. Another block, go back out. Austin Reeves pushes pace, and then it leads to a three-point shot from Austin Reeves right here as well. And as you can see now, it was tied. Initially, USA couldn't buy a basket, and now they take a 19, to 16 lead right there.
Oh my God.
Austin Reeves is
Fantastic
him.
pass.
Austin Reeves.
Austin
Like, he
Reeves
was
is him.
Austin Reeves is legit. Yes.
Cooking.
And
I
we
saw
got
somebody-
People thought it was all hype.
Defense too, though. Okay, it's not just offense. He reads it here. He jumps up. He gets the steal. It gets out in transition once again, and then Anthony Edwards, easy too. The X factor for Team USA is they're very athletic. They need to turn their defense into offense, and I feel like as they progress throughout the game, they did that more and more and more at a high level. Now, this is bad. I wanted to show this because a big problem for Team USA is the offensive fouls. JJJ for his career has been known to be prone to offensive foul trouble. A lot of times in this game, he would try to go to the post, he would spin, but the defenders would be aware of his presence. So they would basically bait him into getting offensive fouls. And him being so good on defense matters. So if he's on the bench because of offensive fouls, that's not a good thing. But it's his first game, so things will probably pick up for him. But I wanted to also throw that in there right there. So I love this clip right here. BI hasn't been that great for Team USA, but getting offensive rebounds and generating second chance points is another facet of Team USA that needs to happen for them to be super productive in my mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then Brunson, 2-man game switch, attack those, getting downhill is a great thing as usual.
I've been wanting to see more from BI though. I've been saying that since the scrimmages. I haven't been seeing much from him. He's supposed to be like the top 3 players on that team with his experience with that.
He's like older, but like he doesn't fit as cleanly as other players because he's better with the ball primarily in his hands. And like it's not gonna be like that. But this play here is just all defense. Look at the defense from Paolo this entire play. He bodies him up here, stops him from going up, gets out here, rotates. And what does it lead to? Austin Reeves again getting out in transition. Easy bucket. Turning defense into offense and making the game simple is what Team USA needs to continue to do to have success at a higher level.
Yeah, Team USA by far is the most athletic team in this tournament.
Austin Reeves is legit,
They
man.
always are.
It's not.
I know about AR.
Goodness.
I know about my boy AR already. You feel me?
Again, people just thought he was overhyped because the Lakers factor, and then also like the racial factor. People
look at this. So as soon as Austin Reeves he gives up the ball, he's on the move. That's a big part of why he's so effective. He knows how to make the right choice both on and off the ball here, and then it leads to a Paolo 3. Yeah, if Paolo can make that 3, it bends the entire court.
He's streaky with it. He's definitely streaky with the 3 ball.
Yeah, but that's a part of his game that he's trying to work on. In my opinion, he takes a dribble to get that 3-pointer to fall a whole lot. Look at this. All of this defense again. They cannot score here.
Hold on the perimeter too.
Yeah, see that? Look, great defense the entire way through. And then this is where Halliburton shines again. Logo shooting in FIBA is huge, but in this entire play, no cuts here. He plays with effort on defense, gets the rebound, and then pushes the pace for Team USA. Again, another example of turning defense into offense. Bobby Portis sees it.
Great pass.
Great pass.
Oh my goodness.
He dropped buddy.
Yep. Look at that. Paolo on the switch, pin down block.
Give me that.
Where's defense in Orlando?
Defense in the offense. Watch this.
Competition, bro. Take it easy. Competition too.
It's about playing for your country that gets you up.
I know Italy punching the air right now. Watching this Paolo highlights.
Listen,
That's wild.
he missed that shot, but the way that he filled the lane, got the board, it led to that, and that pretty much caps off the game. And Team USA wins by like 21 points. Overall, these are the things that Team USA needs to continue to do to have great offensive success, turning defense into offense and making the game simple. But the things that Austin Reeves and Paolo did, we need to see more lineups featuring those two specifically. That was some great hoops we watched in the first game of the World Cup, in my mind.
So, I mean, I watched the game. I had a few questions. I wanted to ask you if you guys got any as well. So I guess my two things were, my first question is, who was your, it's a 3-part question, but who was your player of the game, your X factor of the game, which you already answered those two, and then who was the player you think was the most disappointing from the game? Gifted.
Okay. Player of the game, I would have to say would be Paolo. His two-way at his size was big, especially with JJJ in foul trouble. I feel like he was really impactful in the minutes he played on the court. The player I was most disappointed with would probably be Mikal Bridges, because he put himself in quick foul trouble on things that weren't exactly forced. Like, he didn't need to pick up those fouls, and in FIBA it's only 5 fouls, it's not 6. So putting yourself in foul trouble throughout a game can really impact how long you're on the floor. And what was your third one?
I said the X factor, but I think you already answered that one. That was Austin Reeves.
Yeah, he was really
dynamic off the bench. I thought he was very well done.
He will be an all-star next year.
I don't know about that.
Charlotte.
Now we're reaching a little bit. Now we might be reaching a little bit.
Yeah, it's a time. It's the best time to reach. It's summertime. It's the best time to reach.
It's the
Now,
best
That reach may be a little too long, though, brother. That reach may be a little too long.
I'm gonna seem like a genius when he makes it.
Huh?
All right, so
I have a question. Is
Sure,
this still going to be the same team like for the Olympics, or are they able to change the whole roster? Looking forward to that.
They could
I
change
love
the
your
roster
question
a lot.
here. I've had conversations with my homies about this. Team USA next year is going to look different because of the Olympics. A lot of the older veteran players of the league, this will be their last year to really make FIBA because they're probably going to retire or just not be healthy enough 4 years from now. So Steph has already said he's going to play. He is officially signed up and declared for it. But the roster is going to look totally different. I mean, all these players are not going to be in next year's FIBA. JJJ is probably going to transfer over because of his size, and there's not that many great
American
defensive
bigs,
Team USA bigs like that. But yeah, Katie's probably going to do it. Tatum, potentially Anthony Edwards if he continues his play at the wing spot, but there's going to be a lot of veteran players, in my opinion.
I liked what Chill said earlier. Like I think last week when he's like he wished that this team could stay together, and then obviously because obviously you add things to it. But I think if you're adding that many players, if you're taking that many players off and you're adding this many players on, I wish they were just playing now because you need this time to play together. That's
chemistry factor.
You need to have an actual team. I know every time because I know the last time Chill said that. A lot of people agree with him, but I wanted to be like Chill is on to something here, and if you can't keep how many times you guys are gonna keep bringing in these big, and I get that why Steph isn't playing now, I get it, but like we should be Steph and like one more person. We should be like adding minimally to this team. That's how I feel.
I feel like you are making a good point, but the problem with that is next year is going to be different because again, a lot of the players that have been stars for years and years and years, this will be their last chance to make it, and if they want to play, they're going to play, right? I just think it's a lot harder to get these guys to play now because again, guys are trying to stay healthy to win championships during their off season, and I think because they're veteran players, they're going to understand how to better fit with each other more than these guys. Because again, they're younger, right? They're still learning how to play basketball at the pro level. These older guys have been playing professional basketball for many, many years. So for them to get used to each other is not going to be as hard, in my opinion.
I think it's always been a situation where in FIBA, you kind of like the FIBA tournament. When it's not the Olympics, it's been like a young man's tournament. The main guys don't usually participate in the World Cup, or the FIBA championships. While at the Olympics, it's also an opportunity, for the league to grow its game, grow basketball, internationally. So you want these big names there. You want the Stephs. I think Lillard might end up playing too. I would be surprised if maybe only 3 guys from this team, if that end up on the Olympic team. I don't think Reeves will make the Olympic team. If everybody plays, he's the guy that won't.
He's not going to make it.
Edwards, I think, if he has a big season this year, he probably will. He probably will make it. In that shooting guard position. Paolo, I think, again, super young guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make it. Depends if guys like if Anthony Davis wants to play. I want to say any other bigs for Team USA. I guess Anthony Davis would be the starter if he decides to play.
It would be a JJJ, AD, and probably Bam.
Yeah, so Triple J, Bam, AD, and then so I think Paulo Banchero again. He'll be a guy that might be forgotten. So it's just kind of always been a thing, right? For the Olympics, you get the big names, but I do understand having some consistency, and then so they do have some chemistry and they learn how to play together.
The other countries have consistency,
talent
right?
levels.
Yeah, that's the other countries' biggest advantage.
Also because USA has so many talented players.
14, 15 years old,
The USA just has so many talented players. Like with Team Canada, like we know for us to win, we need SGA to have a huge tournament. We need Jamal Murray to have a big tournament. We know the key guys. While USA, it's like any night a different guy can go off. It could be Steph, it could be Lillard, it could be Davis. Like any night, some guy can go off for 30 points. So I just think it's harder for USA to have consistent because there's so many guys who are, you know, technically deserving to be on that team. They just have so much more talent than the rest of the world.
Was there another game that you guys saw? I watched Team Canada. I thought obviously after they got their feet wet, Team Canada's like, all right, we're done playing with y'all, and just boat raced them out the gym. Shout out to Dylan Brooks for actually getting the scoring started for Team Canada after that slow start. And I think you got to see immediately how good Team Canada can be once they kind of like, okay, we're done being nervous or figuring out everything. They once they got going, I was like, ooh, I would love to see this team play.
Who was the standouts on that game? I didn't watch it.
SGA.
SGA was great.
He was great.
I knew SGA, but besides him,
I mean, I'm giving a shout out to Dylan Brooks because he was like a spark plug when they were just struggling early, and Dylan Brooks just said, "No, screw it," and he started scoring, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, "All right, let's calm down," and then they picked it up.
The second best player for Canada was definitely Kelly Olynyk. I mean, he's a guy that I think he's a guy that's definitely more suited for an international game than the NBA game. Again, great passer, smart on defense, not the most athletic guy, but very intelligent on defense. You know, makes the right rotations, will make the right reads. So even though he's a little limited physically, I think in the international game it just plays to his strengths a little more. So Kelly Olynyk, you know, looked great there. RJ Barrett had a tough shooting night, but he did bring other things too. But again, he's a guy that actually plays defense when he's on Team Canada, unlike when he's on New York. Again, it's for some players, you know, I guess maybe for whatever reason.
What did RJ Barrett shoot?
He did not shoot the ball well.
I can look it up. I can look it up.
I heard it was like 1 for 9 or 2 for 10 or something like that.
One of those, yeah.
He was 1 for 10. Really I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, see, it was really, really bad.
How did Jamal Murray do?
He's not playing.
Yeah, he backed out.
He'll be here for the Olympics. He'll be here for the Olympics.
Yeah, I think it's because of how late the season went. Plus, you know, he's still recovering, making sure he's good from his injuries. Like, look, I just want to play it safe this time. But he said, I will be there for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Have we seen the best? If is RJ Barrett like? Have we seen the best of him? Do we think he is what he is now? He's just a volume sort of poor shooter.
What year is this for him? Is his 4th year, 5th year?
I subscribe to that chill method. Like by your 5th year,
I agree with that. Like,
so
he's like a borderline. Like he's not going to be a perennial all-star. Will he make maybe 2 in his career, 3 if he has a good season where, you know, he shoots 4 or 5% above his clip? I think so, possibly. But he's good. He's a good NBA player. You know, definitely more of a volume scorer than an efficient one at this point still. But again, at international level. I said like he might make one or two. Yeah, he might make 1 or 2 just in a season where, you know, someone gets hurt, because he's going to get you like 20 points, 4 assists.
I got his stats. I got his stats from that game. So RJ was he scored a game high 17. He was 7 of 12 and 3 for 6 from 3.
Yeah. So, you know.
Oh, from that game.
But next game he was fine. I mean.
Okay. Oh yeah, that wasn't bad. Yeah. I thought you were talking about that. Okay, I got you. Yeah,
I think Team Canada is definitely I just think talent-wise, the second most talented team in the world in terms of the crop of NBA players that we have. So,
like when you got Lou Dort coming off your bench.
That's a tremendous defender. That's a guy.
Oh my God!
He
did get packed up on his dunk attempt though.
Yeah, he did hit it. But I'm
saying, said I got a little left.
He's the guy we're putting on. He's the guy we're putting on Steph. You know what I mean? If you know, if they comes out to the Olympic, he's the guy that'll probably have Steph duty there. You know,
shout out to Fournier. He kept playing one.
Now Fournier be hooping overseas, man.
That's the guy, man.
He's a hooper though. Every Fournier got game though. You know what I'm saying?
At the international level, I think other players talk about it too. He's one of those guys. Him and Batum when he was younger. When they play international, they just step up. They act like they're all stars. They're all NBA cap players. They play way different.
Yeah,
I'm saying, when you play for your country, it feels different. When that country's on your chest, your family's watching, that you know your whole
does feel different. Yeah,
it gotta hit different. So you gotta turn up.
I think there's some players that value that more than playing inside of other leagues because it's their country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Fournier didn't even like the Knicks. Like he saw he was complaining about Tom Thibodeau and all that stuff. He's just playing for an organization at that point. When it's your country on your chest, though, it hit different.
I think a lot of
to be fair, he wasn't playing for Knicks. To be fair, they just stopped playing.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't playing. But like having an organization on your chest is like the same as having your country on your chest. The Knicks just like another team to him. France
No,
is,
I say it's different, but I mean, to me, playing for a bag where you can make this generational wealth should be a good motivation for you as well.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not that much into winning, just winning itself, playing for the fame and money of it is also motivation. But like you said, different people have different motivations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love my country, but I love 200 million.
Exactly. You feel me?
200 million, it's different. Pride is great
Hey.
now, but 200 million is different.
Real
Yeah.
quick,
Do they
big.
Do they get paid a lot for playing like for the national team? Because
That's a
like
great
I know
question.
in Europe,
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
a lot to
they
you
don't
though.
get paid a lot, or it depends on the player, maybe the contract or
Do
the
they even
deal
get
that they
paid?
make.
I think
They
win
get
that.
paid. They
I
get
don't know.
paid. Yes.
I
Yes.
guess they do.
But
Yeah, I don't think
anything
it's a lot of money
I
though. I don't think it's a
huge
crazy
money.
bag.
It's not like an NBA bag or nothing like that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, no.
So
Yeah,
I'm looking right. I'm looking right now. There's prize money. I'm trying to see
Yeah,
if
there's prize money.
there's prize. So the winner of FIBA gets 2.5 million.
Yeah.
For the whole squad. Runner up gets 1.5. Third and fourth place get 1.2.
So maybe they get like a bonus depending on like
No, I mean
the.
they split the 2.5 million. So I mean 2.5 divided by 12.
Do you think so?
I mean, yeah, I
Because
think
I'm looking right now. I'm not
200K
seeing.
person.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in terms of like players, like consistent player things.
Yeah.
The only thing money wise is the prize money.
Prize.
I guarantee you, Team
Yeah.
USA, because everyone on that team is obviously making some amount of money. If they win,
They get
they're
paid
probably
for
going to
doing
donate.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll do. But I would think they would donate the winnings to the staff, or to like to the medical staff.
I can see that.
Who don't
Yeah.
get paid millions of dollars, right? Because to them, 200K, 100K is not affecting.
You see that? You see that coaching staff too? Steve Kerr. You got
Yeah, they're getting paid to this. So forget the coach
Bro,
staff.
they
That's
got
an all-star
Training
coaching
staff,
staff.
all-star
yeah.
coaching staff.
I think the training staff
Right.
guys, maybe like the cleaners, towel boy, they'll probably donate that much to them or a charity
You
or
guys-
something.
You guys see what
Yeah.
Ant said about when he's like he see like what he culture comes from the
Yeah, I saw that,
Air
I saw
Force
that.
Oh
Chancellor?
yeah.
I
Air
see where
Force.
he culture comes
Air
from.
Force are low key recruiting him, man. Air Force are recruiting
I
him.
know, right? Yeah, we need
That's
you.
a little. That's a little. Yeah, that's a little tampering going on over there a little
That's
bit.
legal. That's legal tampering. They're not even in the States. Let them live.
Hey,
Claire, can you highlight a thing for me? Oh, he just put in a super chat.
Yeah. Before we do that, big shout out to Dub. I did see Rondé Hollis Jefferson giving Greece buckets. He did look like Kobe. He had the 24 on his back. It was kind of ridiculous.
Well,
I
how
did. I
old is
saw some
Rondé
highlights of
Jefferson
that. I
now?
saw some highlights of that.
He's been out the league
Let me
for a while
look
now.
at that.
Yeah, I think he's a lefty though.
Ron,
Little
hey,
lefty
so
Kobe.
here are his stats. Rondé was 24 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists.
That brother was hooping.
Cooking.
I'm sorry. That brother was
Cooking.
hooping. Yeah. He
Ooh,
sure
He's trying to
was.
get back in the league. He's trying to get back in the league after that performance.
Let's just make this super chat.
Who on this team do y'all think makes the roster, and what are your thoughts on Jaylen Brown playing in the Big 3 All-Star game? So like I think Steph, Bam, Adebayo, if he wants to play, Anthony Davis, JJJ.
So JJJ's one.
Tatum to me is a lock. I think he'll play.
Yeah. Sure.
I think potentially Anthony Edwards, considering he's doing this now and he's young, he's a face, he might play. Booker's gonna play.
Should we
think
build a roster? Let's
Yes.
just build a team. Let's just build a look about it. So you want to type out something gifted, like pull up a.
You know what? Yeah.
Roster. Yeah. Let's make a
Only
roster.
12. Only 12.
12. Yeah.
Right. Okay, no problem.
Let's just pick.
I'll make that up real quick here.
Sounds good.
All right. Was there a game? The game that
Over
I
my
wanted
notes.
to watch, ironically, while Gift is doing that, I wanted to watch the was it? When Jordan Clarkson and Cat played. That's the game I wanted to watch. I just missed it, so I'm waiting for the.
Bro, that game was so good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. DR can hoop. They got some hoopers over there, man. That was fun basketball for sure.
Clarkson's a
That
bucket.
game is Clarkson crying on the bench. That was going viral. That's the only thing I saw.
He was crying on the bench for what?
Because they lost.
They lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, in that country on your chest,
crying?
it hit different.
It hit
Kind of.
different.
He was doing that like I won't say crying, but kind of
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
when that country's on your chest, man, it hit.
Plus, they lost to Angola the day before.
Oh, Angola. That's a tough L.
Angola have any NBA players?
I don't know where
Maybe
Angola is.
Bruno Fernando. I don't know. I'm looking right now at the
I don't know where
stats.
Angola is.
Yeah, Clarkson in the Angola game, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists.
He's the best player, right?
He's by far their best
They
player.
playing against Dominican Republic, right? Next or something like that.
I think they already played.
Nah, that's
Oh, they already
they
played
them.
Yeah. Also, it was Germany, Australia this morning too.
Okay.
Germany won by 3, 85-82.
Oh, that was a close one. Yeah, that's a.
Schroeder gave him 30 points, 1 rebound, 8 assists, 4
Another
steals.
guy who plays amazing at the international level. Schroeder at the international level.
I'm gonna miss Schroeder on the Lakers, man.
But it's the competition too, though. Now, like, hold on, you act like these players is just you go, it's the competition they're playing against too.
Patty Mills gave him 21. He led Australia 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal.
Yeah, Patty Mills always cooking.
Josh Giddey missed a game tying 3-pointer with the time running out.
Be a nice little.
We got Josh Giddey shooting threes though. That's not his thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking by. They had the play-by-play when you go on the FIBA site. They have the play-by-play. So
ready to go, Gifted.
I have 11 games. I have 11 names. I was counting off based on who I have here. So guards, it'll be if these guys play, Steph, Kyrie, Booker, and Dame.
Can you share your screen or not?
Can I? Let me see if I can do that. Let me see here. Share screen. Select window or screen. Okay.
Is it double elimination or are they doing like World Cup style where they do a group stage, then they go into a bracket for the FIBA?
No idea.
Because they're doing 32 teams. They basically got you getting the best of the tournament right now, basically. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about LeBron. I can see LeBron doing like the mentor role.
Yeah,
one more time.
I said LeBron because this will be his last chance to make it, so he might do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next to that,
and he might even play that much. I can see him just being the mentor on that team.
Honestly, I think the mentor is going to be more Kate. Oh, that's the name right
Kevin
there. Durant is the guy that I was missing.
That's why I always kept thinking about why you kept saying Edwards might not make it. But if
that's an easy 12 right there. And how many guys are on that list?
It's only JJJ and Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards. Yeah.
That will be it.
You guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if LeBron doesn't play, which I guess LeBron might be 50-50. You know, I'll think that is toss up. LeBron doesn't play. Do we replace him with Ingram?
Nah,
I don't know. I mean, it depends on Paulo. I mean, it might be Paulo.
I just quickly want to explain the logic because again, like I had like a 2-hour long conversation with my guy. So AD is questionable if he'll be healthy to play, but he might play. JJJ is pretty much a lock. I think Bam also can play. KD has done every one, I think, dating back since 2016. 12, right? No, actually, he was 12. Yeah, so he's for sure going to play. Butler could potentially play older, so he might not. That's fine, but this will probably be his best chance to make it as well. Tatum is young, star wing. He's played before. He'll play again. Mm-hmm. Kyrie has been in the USA pipeline for many, many years, and the last time he didn't play, he wasn't healthy to play, but I'm pretty sure he wants to play. And also Booker just now did it, and so did Dame. So I think those guards, like all these names outside of probably Anthony Davis and I would say Jimmy Butler are locks. I think LeBron's going to do it though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would say LeBron's a lock though. I could see him not doing it. I could see it like
it is crazy to just think that out of the team that we have now in FIBA, only maybe 2 of them are going to stay. That kind of turnover.
I thought it would be more.
Yeah, that kind of turnover bothers
too, though. Because KD been injured this past couple of years too. So
I was thinking KD done it so many times. He might let some younger.
No. But the problem with that is KD again. He's done every single one, and KD likes basketball more than anything else. Even in the summer right now, you're seeing clips of him just playing.
I agree, but each time he did it, he wasn't as injury prone as he is now. That's what I'm saying. Like he's never been injured as much as he's been recently. So I don't know. I'm not saying that he's not, but I could just I won't be too shocked if he says like this season he's not as healthy again, and he doesn't.
But no, for sure. If he gets hurt again, obviously that'll change.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say, I think Halliburton has a case if you want to have a point.
If one of those guys don't make it, I can see Halliburton.
Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think like Steph and Lillard are kind of, more scoring guards in a sense, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if they wanted a kind of a quote unquote true point guard, pass first point guard.
I can see that.
Yeah, shift guard. Clay's not gonna make it. Let me
I just right now. So like I think the only problem is again like this list is right hypothetically assuming these guys want to play.
Mm-hmm.
If Dame wants to play, he's probably going to get the nod over Halliburton.
Right.
But Team USA has shown that like they're fine with taking certain players over others. So you could be right.
Take fit over talent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think if Durant or Booker, if they end up winning a championship with the Suns, maybe it's a long kind of grinding run. They don't play, so there's definitely some factors.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables.
Not ridiculous to say that. It's not ridiculous to say that.
I think the biggest domino that you guys have, I think the biggest domino that you have to keep in mind, though, is if LeBron is going to play, the influence that he's going to bring on the league to play with LeBron his last year is there. That's why these guys might play.
That's true. Yeah.
And I can see LeBron taking that mentor role. Like I can see him doing that. And like he won't play that much, but he's gonna play, but he won't be a starter. Like I can see him LeBron. I can see him just taking a back seat and try to help everybody on the team for sure. Yeah. That is true though. Yeah, LeBron being on the team is going to bring a bunch of influence. People are going to want to just play with LeBron.
Yeah, there's going to be night commercials. LeBron's last run with Team.
Yeah,
you can already see the
great promos.
Yeah, they about to give him that Kobe treatment when Kobe went to when they were in China and Kobe was just getting mobbed. They about to give him that treatment.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Any of y'all watch any other games, or do y'all want to move on?
I was just watching parts of the Latvia-France game today. France is officially eliminated from it. I didn't get a chance to fully watch the entire game, but I saw parts of it.
That's crazy to think.
That's crazy that France is out. Like
France.
Rudy Gobert's 3-pointer wasn't doing it for them. Damn.
Nah, that's crazy.
And France missed a jumper.
There's been a lot of Rudy Gobert slander going on the past couple of days.
Very slanderous.
He's been good on the court, by the way.
It's not slander. I thought a 3-point shot would improve.
No, not true per se, but just over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of people talking bad about Rudy and what he brings to the table as an NBA player, as a foreign player. What his value really is.
Yeah, like he's not some scrub. The dude's going to be a Hall of Famer. Okay, that's what NBA lets everyone. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Again, defensively in Utah, at his peak, he was a phenomenal rim protector, best defender in the league, clearly. So, I mean, let's not act like this guy's just some scrub who's getting cooked every time. No.
Yeah, Fournier put in work. He gave him 27.
Exactly.
Put in 27.
He's scrubbish.
27, but 3 rebounds. He had 4 turnovers, too. Damn.
Shout out Rated R Sports. He said, I can see Kawhi playing. Has Kawhi won an Olympic medal? Has he won a gold with them?
Has he even been? I don't think so.
He's never played.
He hasn't been healthy, huh?
That would be interesting, but to his point, that maybe he wants a gold medal. Maybe he just wants a gold medal.
Kawhi is not playing.
I just want to be clear. I left Kawhi and Paul George out because they've shown time and time again they get hurt, so they might not play. That's the main reason why.
Kawhi is definitely not playing.
Yeah.
If he didn't play already, he's not playing now.
Yeah, with his low management and the stuff he does, I don't think that would be
a whole season. I'm not gonna play.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't knock him if he did a try, to represent the country and did you know what I'm saying?
Right. Kawhi help you top 10 player. I'll take a top 10 player.
Yeah. Kawhi's dope.
Do you think that Wemby is going to play for France next year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's the Olympics. They'd kill him if he didn't. They'd kill him if he didn't play.
Honestly, Dub, I think it really depends on how his first year goes in the NBA. If he doesn't get injured, he might be able to play. I kind of question his long-term durability at the NBA level. If he's able to make it through those games, I think he will play.
Well, that's why he's in the perfect place, right? Because obviously Pop is going to try and protect him as much as he can.
Yeah.
So.
They're not playing him at the 5, I don't think. I think he'll play the 4 to try to mitigate the body banging as much. And I think they're gonna do his best to keep him healthy. So
I think the better question would be like, is Popovich coaching next year? Because if he is, he'll probably play.
Sorry, I'm watching.
Why wouldn't he be coaching?
FIBA.
FIBA. Tell you if he's going to be.
Too much. Too much for the. Okay, no. I'm talking about for
next
the
year. For next year.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Japan had a dude cooking. He had 28 and 19.
I mean, we know
Joshua
Popovich
Hawkinson.
loves Team USA. So, like, if he's the coach of that, I can see him absolutely doing it for sure.
Right.
Oh my goodness,
that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but actually, he's not going to be.
We're doing it. Yeah.
Team USA actually. So never.
Yeah. Steve Kerr is a coach, ain't he? Yeah, Steve Kerr.
No, that's not a good point. Yeah, he's playing for France. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about
Team USA.
Really, that wouldn't matter. Yeah.
Marbucks, maybe De'Aaron Fox will play next Olympics. He ain't gonna play this one, especially if those three guys play.
Yeah, sorry.
He's gonna play the next one.
I think Fox, John Morant. That's another guy.
Yeah, those guys got a little time left.
John gotta fix it.
And those guys gotta play FIBA first before they hop to this.
That's true.
Right.
They treat the like a I don't know the word for it, but like you gotta earn your stripes now. Like
it's called a pipeline.
Play FIBA. Yeah, you gotta play your FIBA before you just go to the Olympics. You're not gonna just hop to the Olympics like that.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna ask. So how can you just how can you skip the whole FIBA and then play the Olympics?
I think you have to have the prestige.
The veterans can
and all those people, all those people played FIBA before, right? All those people did FIBA, like LeBron did FIBA.
If you were
no, LeBron never did FIBA.
You never did FIBA?
Nah, KD's on FIBA.
Okay.
He's also LeBron James.
He's also
LeBron James. Vets, the special
ones. The best criteria for it is that if you are a young player, they try to work you into their Team USA select team first. Then you play FIBA, then you play. If you are a veteran player, most likely you don't have to do it because your resume is there for itself.
Yeah.
Hey, Gabe said, shout out Gabe. He said LeBron played FIBA.
What year?
I thought he did FIBA.
2007 World Cup.
Oh, he did? Oh,
yeah. Isn't
shout out Gabe for the fact.
Isn't that part of the Redeem Team documentary?
That's not FIBA.
Yeah, but they started off. They showed FIBA, and then Kobe comes in for the Olympics.
Oh, okay,
and then they take off from there. Y'all should watch that documentary. It's very well done. Very well done.
I want to highlight a comment because it's cute. What's up, PC? Happy Sunday. Love the new content and perspective of the panelists. Thank you.
Salute.
Shout out Jay Milton from
Appreciate the love.
I'm not locked in. I'm sorry.
All right.
Shiloh, did you just get your brides on? Because you're like, are you making me I'm like
No, I was tapping in because somebody Bam said I wasn't locked in, so I'm slapping myself to lock in. Like
okay. Because I saw you like did you just get your brides done or something that they're like
I did, but no. I'm good. Yeah,
I thought it was all done for what they getting. What they.
I gotta watch some more Team USA games. I've been busy, but I'm gonna
get into it as well. I haven't been locked in.
If y'all are down, listen. The games go early. I stream the games live in case you don't have access. Allegedly, all this, hop into Discord. We can talk about it. If not, good luck because they're hard to find. These games are very hard to find. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm lucky, and I was just lucky. YouTube TV was record. I put a notice on it so they record.
Thank God for YouTube TV, bro. Thank God for YouTube TV. Yeah, fact.
All right. Do we want to move on to our next topic?
Sure.
We're gonna talk 2K. I know Shiloh, you big into 2K. I used to be big into 2K, but I stopped playing once I realized what 2K was all about. But I know this year 2K is in some hot water because they're introducing a sort of like Game Pass thing in terms of, to give you guys an example.
So kind of similar to how Fortnite. Like the free to play games do. 2K's having their own like battle pass system. It's the pro pass, which is I think $10. Then the Hall of Fame pass, which is $20. Mike Wang and the 2K community company, they're claiming that it's only cosmetics. So even with it only being cosmetics, it's still kind of crazy because most games that do this pass play or this pass system are free. This is going to be the first game that I know of that. Right. No, actually, no, that's not true because Rainbow Six is the pass thing, so that's not true.
Call of Duty got a pass thing as well. It's not free.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get it first. But them introducing it so late now and it being $20 for the Hall of Fame pass. There's no in 2K. They say cosmetics now. My only thing is I can see them slowly doing a little animation here or animation there that's better than the other ones. And 2K has a bad like record or history So I'm very nervous with this pass.
Right.
I'm
If
not
it's
gonna
not
buy
selling
it.
how they wanted to, and they want to get more sales, they're gonna throw in some player incentives. You know what I'm saying? To make your player have an advantage to get those extra sales that they feel they deserve or whatever.
Well,
If they're
I've always
smart, they won't do that though, because the outcry is going to be crazy. People,
there's
are not
a reason why they
that.
waited this late to release that battle pass.
No. So I just want to quickly apply some type of perspective. So I played every 2K dating back to probably 2K16. 2K always does this thing where they wait until it's 30 days left and they start to promote and build up hype for the game. So that's not new. But the battle pass thing is something that's extremely dangerous. And I say this because battle passes are meant for free to play games that gives you lifetime content that you can use throughout each game. And the seasons last a pretty long time. The seasons in 2K specifically, in 2K23, there were like 9 seasons.
Right.
9, right? So
well,
$20,
like 3 weeks. What are we talking about? How you doing?
pretty much gone every month for the most part.
About a month.
It's
Yeah.
a month and a half. It's like a month and a half.
About a month and a half, maybe. Yeah.
Right. So now they're charging you money for bonus features, and they're charging you $20 for a game that is a yearly release. So essentially, you're paying $70 for the game, $100 for the extra VC to upgrade your player. It's not mandatory, but if you actually have a life and you go to work and job, most people pay for VC. That's going to be $100 to try to max out your player. Then you have to actually play the game, buy things inside the game. If you mess up on your build, that's another $100. And then this multiplied by 9, it will come out to nearly $500 you're spending on a $70 game. That's what they're doing right now.
That's what's crazy.
You can't support that.
Money. You cannot.
You cannot support that because 2K has been known to, ease out things to make their community pay for it because they're going to buy the game no matter what, right? So they're going to make you pay for it. And then the next year, they're going to keep leveling up this battle pass and it's going to become a mainstay if you support it.
Well, the biggest thing about sports games in general is the fact that you're getting the fact that they do yearly releases and there's not enough. There's no justification. Let's use Madden, for example. Madden has been bad for a while. We're coming up maybe since the last great Madden was maybe the one that Drew Brees was on. Was it 11?
Damn.
Maybe.
A decade of bad games.
That's
and the problem is sports gamers. Well, the big thing is that with Madden's the only football game.
I'm about to say it's no competition. It's a monopoly.
That's the biggest issue.
That's the problem with 2K though.
It's competition.
It's a monopoly. I don't even know how they get away with having a monopoly like that.
My thing with how much money the NFL likes to make, it's crazy that they just let this keep going on for. And then it's getting to the point like Roger Goodell is at like the state of the NFL, and he's getting asked questions about, hey, are you sure that you still want to let EA have this
all the licensing for their players?
So
at least with basketball, but basketball is not like that with basketball. I know Madden.
NBA Live just failed. NBA Live failed.
It's just
but the NBA still wants competition. They still encourage competition. It's just that 2K is such a stranglehold on the market, and sports gamers have been conditioned to be like, you know what, this is all we got. Maybe it'll come out better next year, but every year they keep lying. The fact that, to use Madden, for example, again, Madden 08 has so many features compared to what Madden is dropping now. And they've used dumb excuses. Like when they added the Pro Bowl in, I think 2 years ago, they were like, we finally got a graphics card that could handle all the different helmets on the field.
They just be capping.
And I'm like, y'all just be capping. Like the fact that Ultimate Team is this big thing, but you don't even get to carry your Ultimate Team stuff the next. So let's just say you spend $100 in Ultimate Team in Madden 24. In order to do the same thing again, you got to spend $100 in Madden.
Stop from scratch.
So you're not really getting any. They're making fun of you. They're just laughing at you. And there's been certain YouTubers who've been fighting this good fight for a grip, like Angry Joe Show. He's been like, he started his channel because of how bad Madden was getting. Now he's a very popular, one of the top video game reviewers on the platform. He's been fighting every year, just like, guys, just open your eyes and look. And the fact that 2K has enough balls to put in a battle pass, and you're already shelling out $70, you're already going to pay more for VC because you're going to go to the park. Yeah, you got to go my
But they're
play. You don't want
getting
your
the money, regardless of whoever
They're
you just
getting the
said.
money.
It's
They're
working.
Right.
And
they're
you know
they're
what
getting
it
the
is?
money. So
Because
this
it's the casuals though, because the casual people, they don't care. They're coming off of work. They want to buy.
That's who they're catering to, though.
That's what they're catering to. And as long as the
It's a
casuals are
demographic.
paying for this,
Yeah.
it won't
Good.
change. It won't change.
The kids, they gonna get it. They're gonna hit their
And
mom, their parents up. Hey,
problem,
mom, I need
yeah.
50 for the 2K.
The
Well,
problem is a lot
wait
of
till
parents
next
don't
week,
understand
Jimmy.
it.
You
Yeah,
know, but they
Yeah.
gonna get it.
Hey,
You know
Yeah,
what
the
I'm
problem
saying?
is for
Hey,
me that I've noticed.
I'm
But
with Tyson so much on this, by the way, because I don't hate 2K, by the way. If I
Right.
was a businessman, I'm doing the same shit.
Exactly.
It's honestly
That's what I'm
working.
saying.
Because I know you're gonna
But
buy
I
it.
think
I know
They
you're gonna
wouldn't
buy
do
it.
this. They wouldn't do this if it wasn't working.
Right.
Exactly. That's my point. They getting to the back. They see these other games doing it. They say Call of Duty and all these games are entering these power packs. That's a good idea. We can generate more money. The people
Right.
are going to buy it just for the content, just
I-
for a sleeve,
I
just
think
for
I
a
think
hat or
but
whatever you get. You know what
they're
I'm saying?
forgetting when Call of Duty added a battle pass specifically for its Warzone, its battle royale mode. That game is free. Fortnite
That's free to
is
play.
free.
exactly.
Apex
and
Right,
Legends
right.
is free. That's why those games are as popular as they are. You don't need money to play the game. Obviously, if you want your character to look better, you put the money in.
But you don't
but
need
you're
it for
tying
2K
that.
either.
But even
I'll
if you want
believe
your
it when I see
character
it.
to look better, if you play a lot and you're good, you're still going to get those power coins and you're still going to be able to buy those.
The problem
So
is
you
how
don't even
much
have to
longer it's
put
going to take
money.
you. How much longer it's going to take
Okay,
you to
but if
get
you're
there.
invested
No,
and
it's
you
certain
don't
stuff you
want to
can't.
put
You got to have the
money
paddle pass
in,
to get,
I've
right?
never put like
Yeah.
I played a lot of Fortnite and I never put some money in, and I still have like a bunch of, because I played a
So
lot
here's
and you start getting
yeah.
like
I guess
money.
as someone who doesn't,
But
as someone who
Go ahead,
doesn't
go ahead,
game, I haven't played 2K probably since like 2K12 or 13. Been a while. It's from a business perspective. It's just they have to create other avenues of revenue. Whether their cost to make the game has gone up, whether the engineers went on strike, need to be paid more, or the sales are down before from other games. They have to generate other avenues. So I think if they want to do it, it's fine. Back to what Tyson said, I think it is tough. It's like obviously now, if you're growing, have your own job, do whatever you want your money, you can go spend. People spend $1,000 on Fortnite or whatever game they are. But if I was back to being 10, 11, 12 years old, ask my mom for back then the game was like $40, $50. $50 a game, and then asking for more money for extra stuff, that could be tough. Especially,
Especially video games are only going to get more.
I'm not gonna lie,
expensive.
I'm not gonna lie, Jalen.
That's
I
tough.
get your perspective, but there's something I just have to make crystal clear. 2K doesn't have to do this. They don't have to do anything. They're already making an insane amount of money that instead of taking these assets to consistently making the game as great as it can be, they're just saying, okay, we've already accomplished our goal. Now let's double it.
Let's double
keep
up.
going. Let's keep going. Because why not?
Can you blame them if it's working?
Yeah, there's a reason
not.
why.
No.
Yeah, there's a reason why Call of Duty stopped making yearly. They want to stop making, because now the backlash from the community is getting big enough that they cannot.
But even Call of Duty, I don't like Call of
But
Duty.
they got so much competition as well, brother. You feel me? It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games that a lot of the other gamers are going to because they don't like Call of Duty. Like, oh, Call of Duty is trash. I'm playing this. Check out this game. Check out Apex. Check out whatever it may be. So
that's why I'm
and NBA 2K doesn't have that issue.
Even COD go back on their word though, because COD is making a new game this year. That's why even COD I kind of stayed away from it because they went back on their word. They said that this the last Call of Duty will be like for a 2-year cycle. They went back on their word and dropping the other Russian game, and people are going to buy and eat up.
I mean, I don't play COD, and then I play Apex a lot. That's what I play.
COD is similar to 2K, man. They're just so money hungry now.
I think the one thing with this
Apex is not like that. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, Apex is free. When the game is free, I understand you don't.
I understand the
battle pass because you got to make your money somehow.
But no, I'm saying Apex doesn't. What does Apex charge for? I'm not familiar with Apex.
It's free. It's free to play. You can download it right now and start playing.
I don't know. I'm saying, but they have in-game charges, right?
It's how much?
Yeah. Like,
I'm saying
they have heroes. You got to buy heroes in the game and stuff.
You have to buy those.
You don't have to, but if you want to play,
if you want to be competitive, you have to buy those.
So yeah.
So give you an example. So in Apex, I've never bought a battle pass. I waited I just kept playing, and eventually one day you get those credits to buy a battle pass. And then the way it works is that if you go through the whole battle pass, you have enough money to get another one. So essentially the battle pass pays for itself. So
right. If you level it all the way up, you got enough. You
basically
whatever VC, whatever.
You got the VC, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
similar. That's similar to COD too. I mean, when you buy a battle pass, and they do give you, the points, whatever the VC.
Points
It's not
and all
called
that.
VC, but it's similar. But I was into Call of Duty like the one before this one, and I was playing Warzone and all that stuff. But I kind of let it go. I played 2K this year. I bought it and played it, and I spent. I'm ashamed to say how much money I spent playing that damn game, but building new characters or whatever, building new players. So I get to this character's trash, man. I didn't make my center with enough strength. I didn't make him with enough whatever.
That's how
So
they get you.
yeah,
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
One thing that you guys just mentioned that I just realized in those games, right? When you buy the battle pass, they have currency in the battle pass that you can use to buy the other one.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
But hold on, but in 2K, you get VC. You can't use VCs to buy the battle pass in this one.
No, you
right?
cannot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's even a bigger problem. You can't. Even use
That's wild. Yeah.
But
are you sure you can't VC the battle pass?
No.
They didn't.
They've already said that like you have to pay with it with your physical money. And
wow.
And real quick, the biggest difference that I need to point out so people understand, right, is with 2K specifically, you can't compare it to Fortnite, COD, or any of these games because there is not a grinded perspective of the game that costs physical dollars. You can pick up Fortnite, play as default shooter number one, win, have fun, right? In 2K specifically, you have to spend VC in game
to be
competitive. Exactly. To upgrade your player to play against other players who are, better than you because they put money into their own game. You can obviously get.
You can grind it though. You can grind it.
No, right.
It'll take forever.
No. But that's the problem. Every year, what they do is they upgrade the build system to make it harder for you to make the player you want.
100%.
You make the build. You realize, shit, this build is not exactly what I want. I already made it this far. I got to make a new build. At this point, your friends have their builds. They didn't mess up. So now you spending money trying to catch up with your friends or whatever. And that's how they get you.
They also got
God forbid they don't pass the game.
By the way, Claire, I got some data. If you can let me.
Yeah. Remember Tyson, they also got like streamers on there too. Streamers who are like, like, hey, if you tried this build, whatever, not realizing that those streamers are getting perks from the 2K game.
100%. Right.
So you're also getting you're also not getting the full picture like this. Like what's the guy when 2K did the slot machine thing that people lost their mind on last year?
Oh yeah,
and Cash Cash Nasty and all that.
I didn't even bring up my team. We're only talking about one mode of the game.
My team is the worst one.
My team is crazy.
The worst one.
Bro. I want you to look at this.
So I don't know.
That's right. 1.4
listen,
crazy for a quarter.
NBA 2K posts $1.4 billion quarter. It's not a year. This is a quarter. This is a quarter. So like there is no excuse for what they're doing because they have the money, they have the capability. This is a game that has events in game that don't work, that has multiple glitches in the game, that has inconsistent servers, and they're making this much money, and their response to all that is let's now add a battle pass because we know they're gonna buy it.
Let's get to the bigger
hustle.
That's why
I cannot knock the hustle.
Yeah,
hey, man, they can make as much ever money they want 100% as a business.
That's why whenever it comes to this stuff,
that's a big number.
Whenever it comes to this stuff, I educate the parents. Like especially a lot of my college teammates, they're starting to have kids who are getting old enough. Right now they're playing Roblox and whatever. Eventually, if they like sports games, they're going to play 2K. So that's what I tell them to do. I'm like, I educate them. That's why I'm saying parents got to know a little bit because we all know when Tyson Jalen, when San Andreas came out, we're just telling our mama to go to the store and get San Andreas. We didn't tell them the whole story.
Easy. Yeah.
I played San Andreas. Why you disprove me, brother? That's crazy.
I talk shit about you, Tyson.
Tyson, you the eldest of the group.
I know you were playing like Sega Genesis, bro.
I was facts, big facts. Nintendo, big facts. Had them all, bro. Had them all. That just means I'm more experienced than y'all. That's it. That's all that means.
Came out, Tyson was shook.
Double dribble. Come on, bro. That double dribble is crazy.
Game Boys? Yo, Game Boys were fun too. I love playing.
I still got mine.
Game Boys, yeah.
Pokemon and Game Boy.
So that's what I always do is like whenever it comes up to, especially talking about microtransactions at all, you educate the parents as best as they can because they kids don't know. Kids don't
Yeah.
know, so I'm not gonna sit there and like get mad at the kid because the kid just like, I want more Robux, I want more V-Bucks, I want more VC so I can keep getting my guy better because they're watching Cash Nasty on YouTube and his guy shooting some stuff that is legitimately breaking the game because 2K made it that way for Cash Nasty to get more people to watch the game. So
And then
that's
if
all
you
I'm
want
saying.
to participate like in on the tournaments that they organize, do you still have to pay too? So because
2K doesn't necessarily organize tournaments themselves. They used to, but for tournaments is usually like a third party thing.
That's all community based.
And depending on how good you are, you can legitimately make a lot of good money.
You sure can.
Yeah, I've seen
100%.
that because I shared a lot of that.
So tournaments is usually a third party thing. 2K, they used to like in 2K12, 13, like the Virgin Mobile tournament thing they had, but 2K stopped doing their own tournament. The only tournament they have now is the 2K League, which is not really a tournament.
And that's where like teams draft like really good like
2K
players.
That's basically the esports version of a 2K right there.
Yeah,
basically.
But just with this battle pass thing, they keep pushing it's only cosmetic. Which if it's only cosmetic, hey, listen, if you want to waste your money every season, do you? But the minute you guys do something where it's gameplay related, I hope people open their eyes and don't be sheep and just no, we cannot support things like that because 2K. Once you give them a little bit of light, it's okay now.
I got an example for you, Tyson, to give you another example. So remember when Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out? And
go ahead.
So basically, and that big thing was their biggest problem was that how grindy it was. So in order to get Darth Vader, you had to put in like 400. I'm just using I don't know 400 hours. Somebody like legitimately went in like a mathematician, figured it out. So you could just buy Darth Vader for I think it was like $10, or you got to play 400 hours.
Ridiculous,
to get Darth Vader.
It wasn't even $10. It was the chances were higher for buying packs, but it wasn't even a guarantee. So you had to spend
and when I tell you the community, the entire gaming community got together and EA was taking L's. Nobody was playing the game no more.
That's good.
And then all of a sudden they took that away. They fixed it, which means they knew that there was a chance that this could happen, and they fixed it. And now for a while now, Battlefront has been very good. Like a lot of people still play the game, but the fact that they tried it to see if they get away with it, and then
they tested it out.
Yeah, this wasn't just like us here in America. Like the UK was they were like have to speak in front of like the parliament in UK to say why y'all doing this? Like Sweden straight up banned, like you couldn't even have microtransaction in the game, so they had to make a whole they had to make a game without that for Sweden and all that. And then they were in the UK saying this isn't called microtransactions, it's called surprise mechanics. And even like the parliament dude who looked like he had never touched a controller in his life was like, what the hell is that?
Right. They're protecting their consumers. They're protecting
like, do you think you're dumb?
That's good. That's good.
And that stuff, and love people are making noise that even congressmen here who are like just trying to make sure that they get enough votes they're starting to make buzz about it. They're asking questions. And I'm like, y'all was writing real pretty, and then y'all pushed the line too far.
Right.
Too far. And I think once sports gamers really if they ever find a way to get their heads out their butts and actually say something, like there's gonna be a real
but like as a rare like 2K community don't normally come together though. Like that's the issue with the 2K community to me.
I just think the problem with the way you're framing it though is like these are not sports fans. These are guys that turn on the game of 2K and play it. Half of the people in 2K that play don't watch basketball. They play 2K.
You don't have to watch basketball to know what's coming.
I'm not saying okay, wait. I don't think you're listening to what I said. Again, he said sports fans, right? Sports fans. Some of these people are not fans of basketball. They're fans of 2K, and that's fine. It's a game. I understand how that works. The point is the demographic is too wide, and they've accepted so much bullshit. The community does not come together because the community is a toxic community. It really is.
You saw how they turned on Chris Move. When Chris Move said something about how the dribble moves and all the animations and stuff, they turn on him.
Bro, every time they complain about the game every single year, then when they change the game at the start, they complain more. So they patch the game to make it back to the same thing. They make meta builds that break the game and then complain about this game is broken. But you're making videos promoting to create a build in the game that breaks the game. It doesn't make much sense. Like that's what this community is. So I can't blame 2K fully. I would much rather blame the community that contributes to making the game worse year by year.
So that's why
did you play the game, Gifted?
Huh? What did you say?
Do you play 2K?
Yeah, I like basketball, but
no, I'm saying how did you feel about the game in general, the 2K23?
I liked it. I had fun playing it. I had no issue with it because again, I just make my build, I play the game, and I have fun. But the bullshit around the game last year, though, was you couldn't even play my career because they had you doing so much other shit that wasn't basketball.
It got a little crazy.
X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, go get hot dogs and pizza and shit make a rap song and what?
They literally blocked you from playing my career NBA games. They literally blocked you from playing my career NBA games until you did the other shit. It wasn't
that's ridiculous.
You had to do a rap battle.
You're doing rap battles
before you could play an NBA game.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
That was bad. That was very bad.
I mean, hopefully, maybe I'm hoping for some common sense. All right, bro, I just dropped $50 on VC, and then you spend it all, and then maybe a couple weeks later,
they don't care. They don't
That's
care.
ridiculous. You can't be spending money like that, especially.
But you are though.
The crazy part is on the PlayStation thing. At the start of the year, 2K is free. You can download it for free if you have on the PlayStation.
You want to pull up the super chat?
That's what I did.
Yeah,
that's what I did. I haven't played 2K23, but I got it for free. So I just always waited out. Yeah. Go ahead, Claire.
So I like this question. For me, Game Boy is the best.
Game Boy,
what was the greater? I think 100%. I think Game Boy in terms of handheld.
Game Boy got it.
Yeah, Game Boy. Yeah, Game Boy. It's just like when PSP came out.
PSP though.
Oh no, I love PSP. I love PSP.
PSP is better, but
I think handheld
greater Game Boy.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know about all
when
that.
You say better, you mean the actual tech of the thing?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you can link up and play all this stuff. It's better.
Game Boy had way more games though. The Game Boy had
more games.
I just think Game Boy was more popular.
You see the graphics, boy, like. Game Boy is greater, no question. But I'm saying PSP is better.
Technically,
right.
I
thought PSP was way ahead of his time too.
Right.
Way ahead of his time.
So that the Switch could run.
I won't ever forget my best friend.
That console sucks, man.
I still think it's my childhood best friend.
Yeah.
He stole my PSP. I would never forgive you for that. You know who you are.
Oh, it's on site. It's on site. Hey, when I go up Shiloh on Wednesday,
this man got his PSP stolen.
I left my Game Boy Yellow. I was in Switzerland at the time. I left it in a taxi back in the day. It was another country. Game Boy Yellow.
I left my Game Boy Yellow away too.
I'm still hurt.
I left my Game Boy in a corner store one day. On the fusion things, like you slide it up. I went back in it was gone. I said,
I'm not gonna lie, that's real bad. I'm not gonna lie, that's real bad though.
I was so mad at myself, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Man, when ask mom for a new one? That's cold, man.
I got a PSP set.
Oh, okay, you came up.
It's a cold game.
But then I stole that one too. So I'm like, yeah, I can't win. No more handheld games.
I have a question though. So 2K is about basketball, and we're all complaining about how they charge you when you buy it and stuff like that. Is that the same on all other sports related games like FIFA or?
Oh, FIFA's worse probably.
FIFA.
I don't FIFA. FIFA, you have to buy packs to get those players, and I know guys that spend a ton of money on that. Yeah, FIFA is just.
I think most sports games are terrible because it's not a lot of competition with sports games. Really,
that's what I'm saying. Like
that's the issue.
We complain, but like this is the industry at this point. It's the industry thing more than it's a 2K thing.
Alive, but it's not. It's only
when
2K.
It was competition, when 2K had EA on their ass, 2K had to make the best basketball game possible. They had to make the best.
They was in a fight then.
Like 14, 15, and 16.
EA would take over.
Now they just coasted.
14, 15, and 16. 2K was not playing.
Let's think about this real quick. Remember, 2K before this my career stuff. What was the biggest thing about 2K? It was quick play. It was quick match. You play, pick a team. They don't even look at that game mode no more. It makes them no money. That game mode is so shit. Excuse my language, but it's so bad now because it makes them no money.
They barely even touch because like no other game or franchise mode. I'm a big franchise guy.
It's not making no money. If they had an EA, 2K would have to make the game well-rounded to where they can't afford to forget a whole game mode that started your whole franchise up in the first place. Like I still like playing quick match, but it's so bad and broken every year that it's not even worth playing no more. It's crazy. We need some competition. That's what it is. We need some competition to fight 2K.
Well, consumers, like I think what random guy was saying earlier. Consumers actually kind of come together and make a loud enough noise, or make
that's
the
biggest.
heard.
That's
the only way for them to change,
educate
right?
them, and
that's the only.
You have to fight them with the pocketbooks. So like when this comes out, like don't buy it. If they see like 70% of users aren't going to use it or aren't happy with it, they might get rid of it. right?
Yeah.
So if you just the only way to fight these kind of money hungry tactics, you could say whatever it is through the pocketbook.
Money talks.
Yeah,
money talks.
And to
But
give you,
this being said, are you going to buy the 2K24?
No,
I
I
will have
buying
it.
the game.
I think I already bought it.
not
I
a
need
problem.
basketball in my life.
Not a
man.
problem. Not a problem.
Wait, no,
That's what I was asking. Like y'all play the game though. Like y'all like the game too. So
everybody
you know what
calm
I'm
down.
saying?
Nah,
I want to be very clear. I want to be extremely clear. Okay, I did 2 NBA debates on B Soldier's channel, and I made $150. That is my 2K. That's it. I'm getting the game. I like playing the game. I don't really have many issues that other people have with the game, but I'm also down to acknowledge the bullshit that's going on in the game and what could be righted. But ultimately, I like basketball. I like playing 2K. I hop on with my homies.
I'm buying the game. I'm not supporting the season pass. If it's only cosmetics and I don't need
I'm
it,
not
why
buying
would I
that
buy
shit.
it?
No,
I'm not buying that.
I'm not buying that.
But
No.
the game
I'll
itself,
wait till it's
yeah,
free
buying
on
2K.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay,
I'll
so
wait
if
till
you
it's
don't buy it, you
free
can
on
still
the
play.
PS Gold.
So if you don't
Yeah,
buy
you
it,
said because
You
what they're
can still
saying is
play.
only cosmetics. It's only
Right.
cosmetics. You don't need cosmetics. But
don't.
also, I think 2K does is like it might be cosmetic, but that cosmetic gives you a +1 to your shot close, so you shoot your 3-point.
As soon as they do that, it's pay to win. As
That's what
soon
I'm
as they
saying.
add 1 +
They better
1,
not do
that's pay
that.
to win.
They better
Yeah.
not do stuff like that. But if it's like only cosmetic, I'm not buying it. Because why? That's too much money. I'm gonna make multiple builds most likely, and I'm buying a pass every season. I'm good. I ain't got that much money.
We gonna highlight a little hater in the chat real quick. We got our guy Mike Diesel out here just talking crap the whole time. Mike, you watching us? That's one. You definitely watching us.
That's what I don't understand. If you're a grown man upset at people who are
Who
talking
do
about
things that
games,
don't affect
why are
you
you on YouTube at 40 years old? Then I
You're
don't
watching
Hey,
us talk about
hey.
games.
Shit don't matter, bro.
Hey.
Hey, game at whatever age you want. I mean, to his point, I'm saying,
Tyson, not you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, bro. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I think to his point over there, it's just like don't be gaming. If you're struggling to pay your rent, we got other get your real shit.
Oh, that's
why
a
you a
fact.
grown man
That's a
complaining
fact.
about other people
That's a
complaining?
fact.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
That's a
understand
fact.
that.
You got everything situated. Yeah, go game.
Yeah,
Have fun.
like if it's like get some VC or like what we eating tonight, that's a problem,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
That's a
That
problem.
is a problem. That's a problem. Yeah.
Then you got to go up for sure. Yeah,
You got to grow up definitely if that's the situation.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Besides the nasty season passing with 2K though, the other news like gameplay wise is looking pretty good with 2K.
I'm hyped.
I will
I'm
give
hyped
them
about
that
that, yeah.
badge system and stuff and how that's going to work this year.
You
That
like the
looks
build a
promising.
badge instead of just the way they were accruing them in 23.
Yeah. I like how you got to earn your badges based off your.
You got to earn it based off your gameplay, correct? Right.
Yeah,
This year's 2K is all based on how you play, and the attribute ratings matter more than the badges, which I've been asking for years. Like if I have a 93 pointer,
I agree with that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
If if I have a 93 pointer, I should not need 3 to 4 badges to be able to green.
To be a knockdown, right?
Exactly. I should be knocked down as long as my timing is not completely dog shit. I should be able to make my shots.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So
I don't need corner
gameplay
specialist and step back specialist and crossover behind the back special. All this bullshit, man. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So, I'm definitely getting the game. I was thinking about getting a physical copy because Kobe's my favorite player, and getting.
That's dope. Yeah. Save it.
Yeah. I might get multiple copies for that. The physical cover, the Kobe cover. The Kobe's on the cover.
Actual physical, because most people just download it digitally. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have the actual disc with the cover and everything. He wants to buy that.
Yeah. Shiloh, if you buy it, I highly recommend you get the $150 version because it comes with a 12-month subscription of League Pass. And I'll wind up using League Pass.
I have my only pass. I have my only pass. But I don't want to say no names. But I have my own.
I was like $150.
Now that's fine, but I'm
when he
saying,
said 150, I'm like, what?
And you know why?
How much is League Pass though?
Listen, I watch a lot of basketball, right? League Pass by itself is like $140, $150.
Oh,
okay. With 2K.
I watch a lot of basketball too, but I have a way of watching it that won't cost $100. Tell you that.
Now listen, I get that, but
breaking
I'm
the
paying for my
law.
own VC, bro.
we talking about? Hey! I didn't say no names. I didn't say nothing. But that version doesn't have Kobe on the cover either, though. It's like the ring. I want the Kobe.
Do they involve the Kobe cover in that though? I don't.
No, I thought
know.
it was just a separate
the championship ring, right? Or the 25th anniversary ring on that cover. Is it?
Yeah, but it might come with like the Kobe art in it, though. I'm about to see real quick.
If it had Kobe art, I would get it. But even that 2K is slacking on now. They should give you posts. I have a 2K16.
They should give you
They don't get posters no more. No more physical stuff. Like if it comes with a physical poster, I'll definitely get that. But I don't think it does. So I want the.
Hey man, it's 2023. It's a they don't come with no poster. It's an NFT now, man. They're gonna give you a Kobe NFT.
They gonna get
What we talking about?
That's
Claire, can you highlight this video by Wilt Chamberlain as the GOAT?
That is a
asking
fact.
what systems do we have?
I got a PC and PS5.
I have an Xbox, PS5, and PC.
Oh, okay.
I have.
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so I got a PC. I still got my PS2. I got my 64. I got Xbox, the last gen Xbox, PS4. My PS3 is somewhere. I keep all my systems.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I keep
good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah,
I have a
my
PS5
PS1 crapped out though, Tyson. It was a tough day for your boy when that
happened. I played my PS5 twice. I played it twice, never touched it again.
I know. I'm gonna get both systems at Black Friday.
Hey,
day one, Jalen.
I got a PC and a PS5. My wife bought me. I didn't really want it, but she bought it for me for my birthday. She bought me a PS5, and I play it I play 2K on it and stuff like that. But I don't really mess with it too much. My kids play it mostly.
All you need is a PC and a PS5, and you will get everything. Because
realistically, yeah, that's
Xbox puts all their games out on PC anyway.
I need to rebuild my PC.
For Call of Duties though, for the OG Call of Duties that they released.
Oh, especially since they fixed the servers. Woo, I was on Black Ops the other day. Oh boy,
Jalen, I was asking, did you get your P5 like day one, like when it first came out?
So basically, my friends gotta get. I have some friends.
My wife as well.
Yeah, so I got it.
Come on, Dylan.
I got bored. I use it for Netflix, man. I use it for Netflix. I turn it on, put on the Netflix on TV.
I ain't even mad at you for that.
PS4 for now.
I understand people were fighting for that PS5 day one. You got it.
That's the cool part. I think my wife paid like a rack for it, bro. She paid like a G-ball.
Rack.
When it first came out. Yeah.
She got it from a scalper. She got it from a scalper then.
She got it from.
We got our systems backdoor too, through like basketball. We got it backdoor too.
I got my shit through Amazon.
I didn't want to get it at first because all new technology got problems. So
Sure.
Mine's back either. Yeah, so
let me wait, and then I'm gonna get them both. I'm gonna get them both on Black Friday, but then I'm gonna rebuild my PC because
I'm not gonna lie, bro. They are cooking. They are cooking.
Mike Diesel, Mike Diesel cook right now.
They cooking his ass in the chat. That shit funny.
You gotta fight back, Mike. Try to fight back.
I ain't even watching
in the chat right now.
Yep.
No, I knew it was real when he was like, "Get off your mama's couch and go get some bread." And I was like, "Oh, right."
It says no doubt to Tyson's wife, win wife.
Yeah. I got a good one, man. Dub wife.
You're a good one for that.
That's hilarious, man.
All right, is it cool if I change it up for a second?
Yeah,
sure. Up in a private chat. So there was a federal case about AI generated art. I know we talked about a little bit. I know Claire used ChatGPT and all that. And I'm scared of AI because obviously the better AI gets, the more a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. Because something a YouTuber that I listen to all the time, today is the worst AI is going to be. So this was actually happened this week. The DC District Court Judge Beryl Howell said that human beings are an essential part of a copyright claim. So this guy was using he basically had an AI make art and he wanted to copyright it so that nobody else could use it. But they took it to federal court and now he's appealing the court to a higher court. Well, I'm thinking if this gets to the Supreme Court, it's gonna be crazy. So how do y'all feel about AI in general and AI in terms of art or because I know a lot of people use YouTube, ChatGPT or those AI things to make YouTube videos.
Me personally, with AI, I see AI as like the internet. The internet did a lot of great things for society, a lot of forward-thinking things for society, but also a lot of bad that came with the internet. Same with the AI. It's going to do a lot of stuff for us. It's going to help us with a lot of things, but I can also see it hurt us in a lot of things. So with anything, It's gonna be some good, it's gonna be some bad, but I'm always here for innovation. I'm always here for the innovation. So
I think
I like the AI.
I think AI is like almost like internet, but like 3.0 for whatever you want to call it, just like an advanced version. I do think in terms of job, it's going to take away a lot. I mean,
it'll take a lot
let's
of
say
jobs.
even like in my field of finance, just like when we used to do projection models on like Microsoft Excel, that I can go on using an AI model or ChatGPT, type it in, and they can give you kind of a spreadsheet of what y'all do, or kind of help you build a model. Computer programming, I think AI generated computer programming, I think that's something that I already know programmers who, when they have problems, they'll go type at ChatGPT, for a solution they can't figure out, it'll give them the answer. So I think it's a tool that humans can use. Do I think it will ever fully overtake humans in a lot of aspects? No, I do think that sometimes that human innovation is still important. Like, let's say musically, you see AI generate.
Yeah, remember
song,
that
right?
the Drake Weekend album that came out,
Yeah,
right?
so you
First
see,
of all,
like,
that album I thought was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
Yeah,
liked it.
that's
I was like,
good
that shit
songs,
was
right?
fire. And then
They
I
have
was
some
like,
good songs.
when they get together, then somebody told me this AI. I was
They have
like,
some good
oh
songs for
man.
sure. But think so AI generated music, you can take an artist's voice, put it over any lyrics you want, whatever the case may be. You can go to Chat GPT, type in, be like, write me a love song, and they'll write you a love song based on what you want to do. And is it going to be a good love song? Sure, but I do think there's still extraordinary songwriters out there that a machine won't necessarily can compete with. There's certain things that I think it'll learn from it, but I do think there's certain things that humans will be able to do in terms of feel emotion, or evoking emotion, feeling, that AI will never be able to truly resemble.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
totally with you because I think that ChatGPT is like the best tool right now for workers, but like you still have to give it your touch, your personality, and that's what makes it like if you ask for some, I don't know, like a script, somebody's going to use ChatGPT to write that, but then he's going to have to give his personal touch to it because if he sends it on as ChatGPT sends it on to you, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, you did this on ChatGPT, but where's your personality on it? So I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Do you
agree
think
with you
there
totally.
are people who could recognize? I mean, obviously right now, but once it gets really good, like this one by Jose, I can't say your last name. He just put. Have you seen
Yeah,
ChatGPT
he's scared of
4?
the AI in the comments. He can tell he's, oh
Yeah.
my god.
The top one, the one. Have you seen ChatGPT 4? All you have to do is talk to an AI, and it automatically creates it for you. Original thought is dead, and this clown saying I'm here for innovation doesn't understand. Like,
It's not understand, like, huh? This is talking about me, like, but it's people like this happening when the internet was first a thing. People always want to be scared of something brand new that doesn't fit what they're used to.
that's true.
Like, what are you
Yeah, but
talking about? People
yeah,
were scared.
look at the power of the internet, bro. Look at how it's molding our look at how it affected an election of a United States president, brother. It to me, there's nothing
Yeah.
really good that comes out of it. You taking away original thought. You taking away. It makes it easier to do your job, but easier is not better. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, it makes it more cost effective. It makes a lot of things, good for these employers and these companies, but for middle class people, it's not a good thing.
It's tough because to give you so for me, I in my regular job, I am a graphic designer and I work on freelance, work on video editing. There's an AI now that can graphic design better than I ever can. Like, remember in
Right.
the beginning, because you saw, and then those ones where the AI would take pieces of other art to make their art, right? But eventually they're going to get good enough to figure it out themselves. That's what. So that's why, especially people like me or in my industry, that's
Yeah.
why are gonna get taken out. That's why the actors who are on strike and the
Yeah.
writers,
Got
that's a
AI
big thing for
directors.
them. Yeah, that's their directors are cool. They're good right now. They fixed their thing, but there's still a problem. Like, AI is a big thing for the writers. That's why they're
Yeah. The
striking,
writers.
because they're like, we don't want y'all to face scan us and then use that because we want residuals off that. It's not just
Right.
streaming and all that. And
Right.
they're already posting positions, like they're already like movies are already posting positions for people who know how to work with AI. We're not. These aren't like you're making $50,000 a year. No, we're talking hundreds of $1,000s a year. Like one
I
of
mean,
them, if you do everything's over $1 million, like you could be making if you're that
Right.
good
because
with
Yeah.
AI.
even AI being super useful, you still need to know how to use it, and it's not easy. I mean, you can literally ask everything, but you need to know how to use it in a very meticulous way. And like you can definitely see when somebody is using it because it's unpersonal, but still it's very difficult to take all of the best out of it. It's not easy. That's why I think that
I
it's starting to be valued.
I don't agree with what you said about AI, because what you're speaking to right now is how AI is right now. That's fine.
Right.
AI is very new, and there's already been things where people are getting fooled by how close it is right now. So like in 20 years from now, AI is going to be out of there in terms of like how lifelike it is. And like in terms of like AI pictures and film, like those things look exactly like people. Like it looks
Okay,
real.
I'm just talking about writings. I never saw something like of movies or pictures or like graphic work. I never got
But
it.
you never seen a new idea. You never
About
seen like a
writing.
new idea, come from AI.
Yeah.
Like there's not AI that's created a Harry Potter. There's no AI that's created a Star Wars. I see what you're saying there, right? I mean, will it ever have that ability?
Either way, Harry
I
Potter
don't
just
know,
get off
right?
Star
20
Wars,
years.
but nobody wants to talk about that.
We'll get what get this saying is like she's saying that you still got to add your human emotion because AI is not good at it. But in 20 years, it could become good at that and
That's what I'm
mimic
saying,
it.
yeah.
And if
Which
again,
is true,
and let's say in 20 years, if they're that good, what's stopping a studio from like, we don't need writers no more. We'll just have AI write everything.
I mean,
it's
you
like
can
that always
literally
happens throughout history though. Where like with innovation, we're gonna lose certain things. We don't need certain things anymore. That's always been happening. That's not
I
a
got
new
you. I
thing.
think my thing is just
we
looking.
adapt to it. We always adapt to it.
I think my thing.
I think AI
challenge-
is slightly different from what we've seen before. I don't think
Yeah,
there's any
Right.
precedent for what
Like,
You're
AI is
reaching a
doing.
certain point now where it's actually replacing
It's literally
the
creating
worker.
stuff. Sure, it's not like
The
original enough.
internet replaced a whole bunch of stuff. The internet alone replaced so much stuff.
Okay, but look at where we're going. Sorry, you keep comparing it to what we've seen thus far. The point is where AI is and what it's been able to do right now. What it could go to is something unprecedented.
But what
and
you're
the
saying
easy
right
thing
now,
to say is, well,
what you're
look
saying
at
right
what the
now,
internet.
exactly what people were saying before. What you're saying right now is how people view the internet when it first came out. Oh, it's this now, but in the future it could take
Shiloh.
over. People were saying the same thing. People
Shiloh, I want you to go back to when people were questioning the internet and look at what life is right now. Look at all the damage the internet has done in certain respects. We're not going to act like everything is 100% positive.
I never said that. Did I say in the beginning? But I said when I compared the AI to the internet, I said the internet does a lot of great, a lot of good things, but there's a lot of bad things. That's with anything in life. It's going to do a whole bunch of good and a whole bunch of bad.
But again, what we're speaking to is the development of AI being weaponized in the future for other purposes. That's 100%.
It's like how the internet is weaponized in the future. Like, so I'm saying though, like,
and look at what's happening with the internet. Is it not getting worse?
But we still use it. We benefit tremendously from the internet, though.
I agree with the okay. I don't think you're listening at all to what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is okay.
Go ahead,
I'm not cutting you off, Shiloh. I need you to calm down because I'm not really passionate too much about this. But specifically with AI, as it pertains to the real world, the benefits of what it can do is make life easier in terms of workflow and things like that, for sure. But the way that AI is getting smart and the way that it's developing year by year by year, in the future, things could be dangerous. They're already making AI covers of dead artists that have passed. And there's some talks that potentially within these contract deals that people sign, that they can get the rights to your voice and the AI can create your voice, and you're stuck where they're creating things off of you and they're not paying you properly, right? Like, these are things that can happen. When you're comparing it to the internet at its conception, that was at its conception. We're talking about right now. And the way the internet is trending and the way that things have gone, you're seeing some of the crazy negatives that's coming from it. I'm not going to say no positives are there from it, no. But for people that are concerned about where AI could go, it tracks, because look at where we are right now and where we're going.
Okay,
it's in question.
You're basically just saying what I'm saying. All you're doing is highlighting the negatives of the AI, and the same with the internet. The internet has benefited us tremendously with workflow. With us, the pandemic, we would not have lasted without no internet. The internet helped us so much in the pandemic. But it's also the dark side of the internet, the black market stuff. That's where people selling stuff in there that you shouldn't supposed to. With anything, you're basically saying what I'm saying. The AI thing is going to have in the future a bunch of good, but a bunch of bad. Just like with the internet, just like with most innovations, people are going to find a way to make it bad. That's with anything in life.
So why are you pushing back to people saying they're concerned about what AI could be?
I'm not pushing back. I'm not pushing back nothing. People are pushing back with me saying the benefits. People say no, but I'm saying it's both. I'm saying it's both. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. So us being some people being like, no, this is bad. You shouldn't do this at all. This is taking away jobs. The internet taking away jobs too, and we adapted to it. It's like with anything, we're gonna adapt to it. It's new to us now, so we're scared. Like, wait, what if it does this? What if it does that? Same with when the internet came out, people were saying the same thing. Wait, the internet could do this though. What if this? When something brand new with humans, we're gonna be scared. We're gonna be like, wait, but eventually we will adapt to it. And like anything in life, there's gonna be a bunch of positive and a bunch of negatives. It won't be. It's gonna be a bunch of positive.
Okay, so then can I ask you, what is like? Okay, how do we adapt to AI 20 years from now?
I don't have that
with
question.
The intelligence it'll have.
We got to do it. Just like how if I was alive in the 90s, I was born in 99. But if I was alive in the 90s, I can't tell you how the internet would help us. I couldn't predict the pandemic coming and how Zoom helped us so much connecting with people. And so I couldn't predict that, but it did, right? Just like how the internet has did a lot of bad things for us too. Like how people are more alone now. People don't like communicating outside because of the internet.
Okay. So you're saying that like you can't predict, but like I'm asking you, right? Like say AI, right, in the future has the capability to be self-sufficient and create things, create ideas, right? Which wouldn't be, too far crazy because 3D printers are literally creating buildings, house, like these things are happening at a rapid pace now. So I'm asking you, right? How do people adapt to a being in AI that can create other things?
And right? It's learning all the time, Shiloh. Right. It's learning all the time.
Yes. Yes. So I'm asking you, like
people who code. Right. Like I think the one thing somebody in the chat said, the internet at its basic thing, it's like the internet is a tool.
Right.
It is a tool for things that AI is creating stuff. AI is going to use the internet.
That's
you get what I mean?
Isn't it AI a big difference for us at the end of the day? Like, even with the 3D printing, don't we have to program it to a way for it to do that?
AI will. We're going to get to a point. AI is like, it's going to get. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Unless there's somebody there to legitimately not cross that line where AI is always going to need our permission to create stuff. I don't think that's going to happen. Somebody's at some point is going to be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this 3D printed thing anymore. I don't want to press the enter button. So AI, you do it. It's going to start, and then you're going to go from there. Eventually, people are already using AI to code websites. Like I know people.
Amazing.
Listen, child. I know people who are legitimately making mad money off their job, and they haven't worked in a long time because AI is doing their job. They're traveling, they're doing whatever, and they programmed the AI good enough that it's fooling their person, and that's just rudimentary stuff. Eventually, there are people going to make AI that makes the AI that does the thing. Like that's my problem with it. Like AI is learning every day. It's gonna create stuff. It's already creating content.
I agree with you though, but we're learning every day too. So like that's my thing.
Not at the same
pace.
Come on, Shiloh. That's
I understand what you're saying, Shiloh. I respect your opinion, but at the same time, we're talking about something that the internet was one thing, and I think you can literally make a case how the internet has hurt society. And some may say more than it's helped. To me, going, like I said, easy is not always better. And just like, on a small scale, this is not even AI. I went to Target the other day and I saw a line wrapped around the corner to go to the dang self-checkout. And there's people standing up there waiting for people to come, go in line so you can pay with the actual person. You know what I'm saying? But it's a line backed up to go to self-checkout. I'm just saying it's putting people out of jobs. Like I said, the middle class is making it harder for the middle class and it's eliminating the middle class. At some point, something has to change where people, can find a good living doing these things. And only people that are going to have jobs in these certain things are the programmers or the people that know how to maximize AI and these certain things. It's just eliminating a lot of things for people. We talk about just all kind of industry. You can go on and all kind of industry. Car buying, a car salesman. All these different things are going to be gone. You know what I'm saying? So people have to adjust. I understand that. And at the same time, you got to get into more tech and all these things, and different jobs are going to open up. But I'm just saying, we already see the disparity in middle class earning and living as opposed to the haves. So it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. So remember when all the McDonald's workers were striking because they wanted their pay to go up or minimum wage to go up? McDonald's acquiesced, but what's the first thing you did? All of a sudden, now you go to McDonald's, you start seeing those kiosks where you can just walk up and order the food yourself now. So all I'm saying is that it's learning every day. It's putting people out of jobs. Ironically, all the trades, at least in America, I don't know about Canada, Jalen.
Mhm.
Trades, they need people. Like we need more nurses. We need more
So
electricians.
that's the one thing that AI can't really.
That's the
do.
one thing AI
can't
cannot do.
Yeah.
But the problem is whether it's the perception of those trade jobs or whatever, people just aren't going in there. We also need more cops too. But it ain't the what call it the notoriety around the cops ain't good right now. Okay, like the military is
so with the McDonald's jobs being out of business because AI taking over it, having more cops now, having more doctors, having more nurses.
People aren't doing that though.
It's not that easy, Shallow. It's not that easy.
They're not just moving over.
It's not that easy, bro.
It's not that easy, Shallow.
As AI increases, as AI gets better, I think people will transition more towards the trades or stuff.
We have to adapt. Like we always do it multiple things. That's so crazy. We adapt. Things like this happen all the time when people are scared or up.
Things like this does not happen with AI. You're not understanding that. This is another evolution of technology.
Okay, wait. Of course not AI because AI is new. But I'm doing a correlation. I'm not saying it's AI exactly, but there's plenty of things I can't name off the top of my head that's happened in the past where we complained about it or we were scared about people this innovation, going to take over this, and we adapted to it. Of course,
but they just don't adapt, Shiloh. They just don't adapt. We had seen cities go into sham. We saw Detroit because the cars, the Motor City, when all those warehouses and factories left to go to out of the country for cheaper prices, that destroyed a whole city. You know what I'm saying? It's not just people adjusting, the people adapting. Oh, well, a different industry is just going to pop up and people in Detroit are just going to have these jobs. No, the city of Detroit is in shambles still based off of that happened 30, 40 years ago, bro.
That's how for Charlotte, you say that's how we adapted. That's how we adapted after that happened. Was
it has to get worse. People have to see the suffering and then the adaptation will happen after.
Yeah.
So it's going to get worse.
That's how we adapted for that specific situation. Detroit was in shambles. Just because you adapt doesn't mean you adapt for the positive. You can also adapt for the negative as well.
So what do you guys think? So we should slow down on innovation then? Just cut it out.
Look. My thing is right now it's like the Wild West. People are just doing stuff to do stuff. All right. People don't know what's happening, and right now there's not. Maybe I'm just being too like optimistic that we'll have somebody who can put some rules on this to make sure that nobody goes too far, because there's going to be someone who goes too far.
Yeah,
you just know
the rules are going to come when somebody goes too far, same as we always have. Once someone goes too far, then the FBI comes in.
That's why I use that AI generated art thing, because that dude's legitimately like, I made this AI and then this AI made the art. I want it to be copyrighted to me, and that's why the judge was like, no, you need to have some kind of. I need to see a human with a paintbrush painting something on there. I'm not going to say though. So then your computer made it, and that's tough, because now all of a sudden all the people put in all that work to be artists and painters and all that, all of a sudden, Shiloh, if you know how to make AI, you putting that dude out of a job. Like that's
life. That's life, brother. That's life. I'm sorry that you chose a job that got taken over. That's life.
Well, if that's the way you see it, then that's fine. If you don't mind people out of jobs, if you don't mind people, you know what I'm saying?
And also, you got to go to school for that.
You said that's life.
No Tom, Dick, and Harry just making AI.
You're not minding what's happening.
One of the things that people, what's a job that I can't think of a job. It's one of the things that people go up learning, and then that job became obsolete. Like, oh, I'm not doing this no more. Like that happens. That's happened plenty of times.
But I'm saying it's ruining whole communities and cities at the same time, Shiloh.
So basically, what I'm hearing is, we should stop innovating then.
Okay. So like, I want to real quick. I want to respond to Shiloh, because here's what you got to understand, Shiloh, bro. No. I get your point because you're talking a lot, Shiloh. I understand.
Let him get it off.
Any innovation is going to be people that suffer from it, people that benefit from it. With any innovation with life, this isn't the first innovation we ever went through that changed people's jobs, changed lives. But with anything, you gotta adapt to it. Now I'm finished. Go ahead, Gifted.
Okay.
Sorry, no, wait,
I guess
second. I don't think Shiloh understands the power of AI. Give it a few years and we'll have an AI Shiloh who can stream 24/7. Well, I'm super concerned about it.
You probably will. But like Claire said, the government will come with rules and stuff to regulate that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I guess for me, where I'm at with it is what you're saying is AI is going to evolve and humans are going to continue to adapt and things aren't really going to change completely. And what I would say back to that is that's depending on your faith in humans. Like me personally, when you're creating creators that create other things for you, at a certain point, there has to be a checks and balances established with AI. And right now, there is no checks and balances for it currently. And in terms of trusting this country or this government to be able to be on top of things, when we've seen multiple other areas that have nothing to do with AI go unchecked and go unbalanced, where there's silent tensions that have been creeping up that shows us that the timeline is not looking too bright in the next 30 to 40 years. I don't trust there to be a consistent checks and balance with the AI stuff. I understand that innovation is going to be that. I understand. But at a certain point, things are going to reach a point, and you have to ask yourself, do you really trust these people in power to be able to maintain and hold that power?
And you want them to figure out AI? What are we talking about?
We don't know.
So give me an example of one of the things that they try to have checks and balances for that's not good, that's not balanced.
TikTok.
Okay. Racial inequity in this country versus black people.
I didn't even want to go that deep. I was like, let me just use TikTok. That's an easy one.
No. Stop. Shiloh, is there a checks and balance for that?
They tried it. It's not perfect, but there's some.
I think they're
trying.
They tried it.
They're trying. No, they're trying. It's perfect.
To be fair, they did take away was it affirmative action?
What I said before is going to be positive and negative. It's not going to be perfect, but they're trying. No,
Shiloh, the point of a checks and balance is for you to establish a system that works. Trying a system that doesn't work doesn't mean much. It didn't work. You didn't create a system that worked.
So how do you know this one?
Inequality still exists.
Won't work. I know that, but the AI it won't work. You don't know until it happens.
How do you know it will work?
We don't. So you're taking a stance that you say.
I don't think it runs.
Not working though,
bro.
We don't know.
Okay, I don't think you're listening at all to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I do not trust the people in power to be able to sustain control of such a weapon like that can be used for bad or for good in a country where we're already seeing them losing control of people. I don't trust the people in this country to do that. You might, and that's okay, but I would not be surprised if in the next 20 or 30 years, this country goes to shit and AI is a part of that. I would not be surprised by that. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that, because again, there's going to be some good and some bad that comes with the AI. So we're basically arguing in circles at this point.
Some good and
got rid of affirmative action.
Yeah. I don't think good and bad is just
the affirmative action thing. That's an interesting discussion too. If we want to harp on that,
what the affirmative action?
The affirmative action, getting rid of that.
It's
good
crazy.
And bad provided. Do you think it provided good and bad? The good things and bad things that came with it. Do you think
I think anybody who says it provided 100% good is lying.
Yeah, do you think affirmative action discriminated against, like when a lot of Asian Americans would say that they were discriminated against because of affirmative action?
That's how we got to the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah, like the whole Harvard thing, right? So Harvard, where it's like someone with the SAT score of, let's say, I don't know, how do you get the SAT? We don't have that here, but let's say you have 1,400, the other person had a 1,500. Sometimes they would pick the person with the 1,400 because
it makes their demographics look
better. It makes a demographic shift, and I always thought that's completely unfair, right? I think that's
to be honest with you, the basic
why is that unfair?
The merit of his lawsuit,
because you should be, because when let's say you're applying for a school, you should get in based on your merit, your grade, your accomplishments. It shouldn't have to do with your racial background. Now your story that you write to these universities of how you grew up can impact that, and that story can be impacted by race and where you grew up, things of that nature. But I don't think, again, if someone scores a 1,500 or 1,400 and they're just looking at the scores numerically, you're going to take the person who scores 1,500 over 1,400.
But isn't your story a part of?
So why do they do that for athletes, Jalen? Why do they do that for athletes?
Do what for athletes?
Why do they do athletes with lesser SAT scores and lesser merit or whatever? Why do they get in? And somebody who provides diversity can't get in because they're providing an athletic advantage. Doesn't diversity provide an advantage to a university as well?
No. See, because that's more subjective. So athletically, you're providing your athletic gifts to the athletic program. That's direct correlation. So basketball,
like technically you are providing a service to the
no, you're providing a service. But I'm saying, so if you're a basketball player,
service.
Hold on. So if you're on scholarship to a university as a basketball player, your number one contribution to that team is playing basketball for that university. That's the number one thing.
So providing diversity is not an advantage.
No,
to a university.
No. Okay. So the discussion between diversity and like in the workforce or in the school, I could say, let's say I own a company right now, right? I own a company. I'm going to hire 20 people. In my mind, do I think that having 5 Asian people, 5 white people, 5 black, 5 this, whatever it is, do I think that could bring something positive to companies? Maybe based on history, maybe that's something I take into consideration. But also, I'm not necessarily going to look at that if other things are more important. Like let's say it's a sales job, we're selling a product. I'm gonna find the 20 best salesmen. If all my 20 best salesmen are 20 black men, 20 white men, 20 Asian men, I might do that because that's going to generate me the most.
But
money.
The country is different. So a black man selling to another black man may provide an advantage as opposed to a white man selling to a black man. Correct?
For sure. So
even if he's not as good as that necessarily white man, his advantage is going to be he's going to sell to more black people and get a black audience or whatever.
Well, I hear what you're saying. So in my city, let's say the city where I'm doing the sales in, if that city is 60% Asian or 60% Hispanic, 60% black, I might hire accordingly to that. But that decision, that's based on a business, right? Because I'll think, okay, Asian man sells to Asian man, black man sells to black man can get me more sales. Sure. But again, that decision is still based on the business and not necessarily just their background. You see what I'm saying? It can't be just because they're black or Asian or Hispanic. That could be a part of the equation because I think that'll correlate to more sales or more success within the business. But that's not going to be.
Well, I think affirmative action put that in the equation. That's what affirmative action did. It didn't provide a quota. It didn't say you had to get this many black students. It said you can take that into consideration.
It evolved into a quota at a start. 100%.
No, it didn't. I don't think it's not a quota.
I think it evolved to a quota for like.
No, it's not a quota. No, it's saying that you can. It's saying when making these decisions, you can allow for race being part of it, and saying that I want to diversify, or a company can say I need to diversify, and I want to hire a black man based off whatever, even if his merit is not necessarily up to the standard of so-and-so, Tom, Dick, or Harry, but I'm taking him based on the fact that he provides diversity to this university, provides it, and taking in consideration his backgrounds and different things that he had to go through to get to this point, whatever have you, and that's why we're hiring him. And that's why we're making our decision to hire him. It's not saying we got to have 5 black CEO or 5 black executives or 2 black executives. It's not saying that.
Yeah. So I'm not. So you could be right there. I kind of thought that maybe over time the quota did exist. Like they want at least 50% women.
Well, that's based on a company. It's nothing in writing.
Exactly. So I think it might have evolved there, which I think problematic. But I hear what you're saying. So I think 100% when it was first enacted, will definitely need it because of discrimination of people of color and all that. In hiring practices, 100% need it. It just
also legacy students. What about legacy students who don't get in on their merit?
I don't exactly. That shouldn't be a thing. I think all the legacy,
but it is a thing. It is a thing.
It's not. That's like off the book, right? They'll never admit it, but we all know it's a thing. When your dad,
it is a thing. It's on paper. Like they have a certain amount of legacy students that are allowed, or whatever have you, and they. It's very open that these universities allow. These big boosters or whoever. Their sons and daughters are going to get in and get into the university, and that's not based on merit.
If that's no 100%.
Well, isn't that? But isn't that legacy students isn't a part of affirmative action? That's just another thing, though.
No, I'm just saying it's a different thing, but it's allowed. But all of a sudden, when it comes to African Americans, we say, "Oh, it's not merit based. Oh, it's not this. It's not that." Now. But when you allow legacy students, when you allow athletes, when you allow, what I'm saying, whatever, a band musician or whatever have you, to come in and their merit is not, but they offer something else, you say, "Oh, it's okay."
Merit-based though, athletes still merit-based based on a merit.
Yeah, you're not just okay.
That's not merit-based as far as grades.
Yeah, because you bring something else to the table. Because
you bring something else. Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, if you're taking an athlete, if you have to choose between an athlete, education wise, and maybe a valedictorian from another place, you're going to take the valedictorian because that's going to help your education. That's why the athlete is giving you. That's why I use the term service. Okay, the starting running back at Alabama is providing a service to Alabama by playing there, because he's going to help them make more money. He's going to make their athletic.
Yeah, but you're talking about football and basketball.
Yeah, but that's why when you use the
What
athlete,
about
that's
the
what I'm saying.
baseball player? What about the
They're all
volleyball player?
okay. Look, first of all, every athlete that gets recruited provides a service. It's how valuable that service. The value of that service is different.
And I'm
per
saying
athlete.
diversity is providing a service to the school as well.
I would agree with you, but I think the athlete provides an even bigger service than
That's fine if it's bigger. You can say if a volleyball was providing a bigger service to the university, which I can argue, a volleyball player is not bringing in any revenue. It's not bringing in, you know what I'm saying? It's just what is a volleyball player bringing in to the school?
Yeah,
as far as service.
If you want to look at hard numbers, of course, football and basketball are bringing in the most money, but they're still providing a service to the school. They're still, if that volleyball player is good enough to lead the school to a championship, they're still highlighting that when they're recruiting more volleyball players.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
So the interesting thing where you said diversity provides
no, they're cooking the books.
School service, right? So, but what if you're just a bad person?
Then they're not accepting bad people. Now you're saying they're accepting bad people because they're black. What? If you're a bad person,
what do you say the diversity?
Are we talking about like the morals behind this from the company perspective or the human perspective?
Yeah,
in terms of affirmative action.
In terms of affirmative action.
The moral.
I know that, but like, I'm asking this right because even if you want to say, well, the volleyball players, the basketball players, like they bring in more money. That shouldn't be the conversation if you're saying, is it right? Like, okay, because they bring in more money, they should make it to school over this other kid who is black and has the numbers to potentially get in, but they're getting it. Like the favoritism aspect of it, I think we should be diving into like, is it correct to be doing that? Like, is it correct to be stripping it from the system? Well, I think that would be Tyson's point, right?
Of course, yeah, that's part of it. And I was only bringing those other things up to say that we make exceptions in these situations for certain type of people, right? Just because you're athletically inclined, just because you're musically inclined or whatever, we say, oh, it's not merit based really on that point of view as far as your grades and SATs, but when it comes to your demographic or your race, and we're trying to get diversity in our school, well, that shouldn't apply. All of a sudden, that shouldn't apply.
90% of universities are still academic. It's academic individuals. You're getting on based on your academic merits. Right?
Yeah,
it's still a small
population
segment.
is
That's
very
music,
small.
that's sports. Yeah, that's still a small percentage of any university. The athletes, the musicians, the people on music scholarship. That's the thing.
What's the percentage on diversity then? If you want to say that,
I was to look at.
It's very small as well, right? It's even smaller than the athlete, probably.
I think this is a good conversation for next Sunday, like to break it down, each and all of us, our points, and bring it up. Because, like for me, I'm not American. I started overseas, but I had like the chance to go to Harvard for like six months for an internship, and that was wild for me. Like that's super different, and the whole perspective of how university and college works in the state is so different. Like it's all about a lot of money that you have to put in, or you get like credit and stuff like that. So it's wild. And I studied like Boston is a very like from my perspective or point of view, it's like a super white city, like to say that sort of way. Like,
everyone said Boston's a racist city. I've never been there.
Racist city. Like in the NBA, Boston is notorious. In the NBA,
I don't want to be
notorious.
disrespectful, but like, and I was like surprised of how people get like there's how they prioritize certain families just because of their I don't know, their capital, the money they put into the university, because there's a lot of donations going on too.
Sure.
There's a lot of people that cannot afford that are very like that are underrated, but their value is so much higher than others that get into university and have certain privilege that others cannot afford. So I don't know if that's the same on all universities in the States. I don't know how that works. I was surprised. Like I wanted to stay and I couldn't afford it because I was in another family. Like I was in a Boston family and they were like a little bit also racist, and I'm like half Colombian, so they didn't like it. And I couldn't afford staying, even though my rates, and I did had the potential to be part of it, and I couldn't
Also, I
stay
mean,
with
like college is way more expensive than it actually realistically needs to be. Like
it's crazy.
they're getting you for everything.
I know the
I should
States,
be
for
it's
doing.
everything
crazy.
they
Over here, we
I
have
should be doing
subsidized. Our
CEO.
university is
I should
subsidized.
be. I
Yeah,
had to be doing CEO money to be able to stay there, and I was like 21.
it's crazy. Like
That
like
Well,
was
that's
yeah,
any
wild.
major city. I think any major city is going to be very
it's
expensive.
very
You know, especially
expensive.
like if you're again a new graduate, you're going to be you most likely sharing a room with a couple or sharing an apartment with a couple of roommates, wherever the case may be in any big city. As you get older and move up in your career, then you can maybe afford your own place, wherever the case may be. But I mean, yeah, I mean the cost of living in major cities is also a big, I guess, a big issue, especially for like young students or young people. But it's like I don't think anyone like no one has a I don't think you have a God-given right to want to live in Manhattan, New York, in some 5 million. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, what's the line between you can always move to another place a little further where it's probably a little cheaper outside of the city versus like again, when people complain about the big city living costs, that's like, do you feel like you have a right to live there? Like, what is quote unquote affordable? You know what I mean? I think that's subjective to everyone. So, there's plenty of people, in the city who are going to be making $400, $500, $600, $300,000 in corporate high level jobs. So is someone, let's say a 20-year-old who's working at Starbucks part-time, do they have a right or need to live in the city? You know what I mean?
No,
I mean,
but the jobs are in the city though, Jalen. Well,
yeah,
That's
when
what I'm
you
saying. No,
talk
100%.
about
I get
industry,
that.
the
I
jobs
get
are
that.
in the
100%.
city. So now you're
100%.
talking about somebody like I grew up in the Inland Empire, which is about an hour and a half from
LA.
Los Angeles.
Mhm.
So when my parents moved here, they worked in LA, right? And they would commute back and forth, you know what I'm saying, to
Tough
earn
commute,
LA
Tyson.
wages and raise a
Yeah.
family out in the suburbs because their wages weren't enough to stay in the city of Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So
Yeah.
and there was a
100%.
big migration from LA to these suburbs for the cheaper
Mhm.
housing, for the the suburban lifestyle, as well as your kids going to good schools and stuff. Whereas in the city, you're living in a horrible area, even though you're working at the job, you're living in a horrible area. Their kids are going to bad schools and they're subjected to all this gang, all this different stuff. So
Mhm.
that's the whole thing of like the suburban lifestyle. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
And right.
I think
But
in San Francisco, that's where they get really screwed. San Francisco, when you have all these big
Oh,
tech
San
companies
Francisco. Don't
paying
Jalen,
their
don't get me started in
programmers and
San
all that, right?
Francisco.
Like they get paid a ton of money, and then you have your everyday workers who have to run these, kind of mom and pop shops. They have to do like food delivery. Like you need these people in the city, right? A city has a
Absolutely.
function. You have these people have to collect trash, clean, be at these fast foods. So whatever, you need those people. So it's definitely. I think when the
even
person
cops kind of look
yeah,
forward to living in San
exactly.
Francisco.
Cops,
Yeah, they
a lot of
can't.
cops
Yeah,
living on
they're
60,
patrolling the
70.
city, but they got to live in Concord and
Exactly. 100%,
Sacramento and all these other
100%.
places, right?
100%. So I think there's a
Well,
balance to be had between letting the free market do its thing, but also kind of realizing that there are
we
people that
should
are needed there who aren't making as much money.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
should
subsidized
definitely
housing.
save, especially the affirmative action talk for next week, because I think we need to come correct with some of that stuff.
Yeah,
Especially even
this my forte here.
yeah.
Y'all better leave me alone on
I'm
this now.
listening right
Oh, we
I'm
now.
about to
coming. We
get in
I'm not.
your
coming.
I'm
ass,
not
Jalen.
too.
Now
I'm
I'm not
not
too
I'm
coming.
about
late.
to
We don't
learn you
come.
yeah,
something,
yeah.
boy.
So
We don't come.
so
We've
next
been
week,
talking about
Everybody's
everybody.
gender pay
dangerous
gap
because
too.
this
We're
man
talking about
Tyson
gender
didn't
pay
even
gap
bring up
too.
how they changed the rules in Florida. Like it's less rules about what actually happened with Black people and slavery rules. Like they're taking things out of the books and they're passing legislation to
It's
do
crazy.
that.
Yeah. See, the
Like that,
education. Yeah,
It's
but they're taking
crazy.
How
away. Yeah.
every
that's
time y'all
crazy.
look at
That's
the
because
60s,
Florida's just crazy. Though. That's Florida.
every time you
Florida's just
see
they're a little crazy.
every time you
about
see any
stuff,
footage from the
Florida.
60s, it's in black and white, and
Crazy,
realistically,
yeah.
you can see most of that in color.
I
So
What
do
did, what
not
did, what
trust
did
this
De-
country. I'm
DeSantis get
sorry.
up there and say? He was talking about the benefits of slavery, like how black people
Yes, bro.
benefited
Who
from
said that?
slavery.
Who
I
said
was
that?
like, what?
Did he really say that? I
What
thought
we
it was a quote.
doing?
I'm not sure. I gotta
That's
go
going
look
to
at
be in
it.
the curriculum in Florida, how black
Yeah, it's
people
crazy though.
benefited from slavery.
I know Florida wanted to get rid of some parts of the curriculum.
Look it up,
hey,
Tyler.
hold
I'm
on.
not even playing. Look it
What?
up, bro.
Florida is
Look
We
it
got,
up.
we
tough,
gotta
bro.
look up. We gotta look it up.
Yeah,
There was
fellas.
some.
Hey,
There was
save
some
that
work
for
on
next
that.
week.
Yeah, there was.
But
Florida's a wild, wild west,
Okay.
bro. I never
It
want
is.
to
It
live
is.
there.
Look it up, bro.
Please,
fellas,
wanna
we gotta
wild
save that
west.
for next week.
Do your
But
Googles,
now,
people. Do your Googles.
Who made
yeah,
that? Oh, I want to.
yeah.
Me and him in the room for 1 hour.
Oh
Who
All
man.
right,
made that? Who
so
made
Him
that?
and Sean Porter, his ticket calls you. Get him up
all
with
right.
Sean Porter right here.
Hey, check it. All right, fellas, we'll save that for next week. But now we got to do some cooking. Jalen, you know what I'm talking about. When we got to talk about Otani, we got to talk about Trout. We got to talk about one of the
baseball talk.
worst. We got to do a little base. We got to cook the Angels. How do you have arguably one of the best players to ever play and the next Babe Ruth, and you still trash? Go ahead, start
I
cooking,
mean,
Jalen.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, again, two generational players. Mike Trout. I mean, his career war after his first 10 seasons, top 5 all time. I think it was only behind, or I think they're only behind like Willie Mays, possibly Mickey Mantle, a couple of those guys. But in the modern era, it was literally him and Barry Bonds. If you want to talk about, guys, offensive players, hitters, who are definitely the two best players easily. And then you have Ohtani.
Defenders as well.
Yeah,
Don't forget,
exactly.
Mike Trout was a very good center fielder.
Mike Trout, center fielder, and Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds had a bit of a weak arm, but other than that, he was great at center field before he,
left
sized
field.
Left field. And I want to say, with Ohtani, for people who don't watch baseball, if I wanted to correlate what Ohtani is doing, the correlation is literally if imagine someone in football, he's in football, he's a quarterback, he's thrown for 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, but he's also playing cornerback or safety and has like 6, 7, 8 interceptions, and is an all pro at both ends. Imagine a guy who's a quarterback, all pro at that position, and as a safety or a cornerback is an all pro at that position. And if I want to correlate to basketball, there is nothing you can do in the basketball court that you can correlate to where Ohtani can do it. Because we talk about two-way players, but that's still a lot of two-way players in the league. That's still a common thing that we see.
Right.
Ohtani, when you're able to pitch as a top 5 pitcher in the league, maybe top 10 pitcher in the league, right? And you're leading the league in home runs, have an OPS plus, hard barrel rates, the average, the RBIs, all of it. I mean, that's like what he's doing. It's like averaging, 40 real life points, 35 points per game with the pitching. I mean, the value, if you want to put it together, someone in the NBA would literally have to average in today's NBA. You probably have to average like 50 points a game to the value that
it's wild. It's wild that they don't even sniff the playoffs. They don't even sniff the playoffs.
Why is that though? Is it baseball like it's more of a team game? So like the team sucks so bad that you can't really carry like you could in
baseball. Baseball, you can. There's one player. In some ways, he is limited to what you can do. So a batter throughout a game will come to the plate 3 or 4 times, right? In those 3 or 4 times, you could hit you could hit a double, a single. Let's say even get a home run. That home run will get your team 1 run. That's you. If you get a home run, that's on you 1 run. That's going to happen for a great player. Let's say 25% of the games they might hit a home run. That's if you're a great player, or 30%. But if you get a single or double, you're still dependent on other people on your team to get you home. As a pitcher, hey, you can do your thing. You can hold the other team to 0 runs, but if your team is not scoring any runs, you can only do so much. So you can impact the game, but you are limited because there's only so much you can impact in baseball, right? You're still dependent on others. Like we saw, Barry Bonds, people blame. He had a phenomenal playoffs. He was setting records, hitting home runs, doing his thing, but because the team was so bad, he couldn't win it. Which is why in baseball GOAT discussions, we rarely bring up rings.
Rings is not a point in baseball.
We don't bring up championships. Yeah, we bring up the advanced metrics, the numbers, whatever the case may be, but we don't really talk about rings.
And it really shouldn't be in football either, besides maybe the quarterback.
I've been saying that too.
To be honest with you, I really don't think you should talk rings with quarterbacks either. But
I mean, quarterback is such an important position in football. I can see how winning is very important. Of course, defense plays a huge factor in all these things, and I agree with you. It's close, but baseball is even worse. Like you can't even bring up rings in baseball.
You can't. But I think my thing every time because I try to catch a few Angels games here and there since I live. I basically kind of live opposite of where Tyson lives. I live north of LA. He lives kind of south of it. And I definitely catch my fair share of Angels games. It's just like, how do you have this great? How do you have these two great talents and you don't make enough moves to capitalize on this?
That's the problem, right? They're not making the moves, and they're making bad moves at that.
They do just like what you just think your crop of talent, whatever you got in the minors, whatever, just going to figure it out when the Yankees are spending buku money. If they had both of those players, they're spending.
The Angels defense, they have spent money, and the guys have Anthony Rendon was coming off a World Series. They gave him what 30 million season, 35.
so
he
they also
really bad.
Took his money and ran.
It was him, and then they had Justin Upton before coming off of a great year. They pay him. He was trash too. And then I think the Angels, and the crazy that the Angels lead the league in player debts. In like the past, they've had like Tyler Skaggs passed away.
Yeah, I remember Tyler Skaggs.
They had like I want to say almost like three or four guys who just passed away. Young pitchers.
They lead the league in player deaths.
It's crazy to say. They just had a run where they had like young pitchers who would just die out of like substance.
That's a crazy stat.
Crazy stat. Crazy stat. But like they had a run. They just felt like it was one of those things where it's just like they just had players like young guys.
So why doesn't Mike Trout or whoever the other guy is like demand a trade? It's not a thing in baseball.
Mike Trout signed
took the money. He took the money.
Oh, it's money.
Fully guaranteed, but my boy, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Fully guaranteed. Guaranteed.
So Ohtani's going to get a $500 million deal. He's going to get like a 10-year.
Well, just got hurt, Jalen. He just tore his UCL again.
That money, Tyson.
And they saying he might not be able to pitch. He's saying they might not pitch because it's going to require a second Tommy John surgery. That's the number 2 for his Tommy John surgery. So that might change the landscape of his deal. We'll see.
Yeah, and Mike Trout got like 12 years, $400 million.
He's still such a great
As someone that like doesn't follow baseball, why do we feel bad if he took the money?
I'm not saying
the money, right?
I don't feel bad for Mike Trout. No.
I'm mainly blaming the organization.
You know what? It's
the organization. Yeah.
So Mike Trout's one of those guys. He's just like a super nice, likable guy.
He's just chilling.
So he's really nice. He doesn't do anything controversial. He's very respectful. You know what I mean? So everyone's like, "Damn, get this guy in a winning position," because he always says the right things.
That's true. He's easy to root for. So you want to.
How does the cap work in baseball?
They don't have one.
No
hard cap. There's no hard cap. So there's a luxury tax after, but you can.
So I see why they're not leaving. I stay here.
So recently,
realistically, the only people who could play Trout and Ohtani that kind of money are like 2 or 3 teams, right? Like the Mets, the Yankees,
Dodgers,
like the Dodgers, the people who got that kind of money. Yeah. Who people got that kind of money that they could pay them?
That's not fair.
That's why it's hard to root for small market teams.
Yeah, that's why it's tough. Like,
it's hard to root for small market teams because they just don't have a chance. When you're talking about a team's salary for a year being, $150 million, and your favorite teams is like 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are they supposed to compete?
Aaron Judge is making that money to like this year. So like that's when Kansas City won in 2015. I was in Kansas City at that time.
Okay.
Maybe
real quick,
my favorite times enjoying sports, and I've watched baseball like that.
No, so before we go off there, real quick. The salary cap difference. The highest paid team was the Mets this year. They had a billionaire owner got it. So their total payroll was $343 million. For
343. I was even off. Yeah.
Total, right? And the lowest, Oakland Athletics, was $58 million. Look at that disparity.
Look at that disparity. How are you supposed to win like that, bro?
It's the lowest.
Yes. And that's why Oakland's losing its team.
You stand no chance. You stand no chance.
I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan, bro. We stand no chance when a team is spending $350 million to our maybe 80, 90.
That's why the Kansas City one, it was like the perfect storm. They went the year before, they lost, but they still kept the team together. And then they worked it out enough. And then immediately after the World Series, they're
trash. Yeah, they got to go
again.
Florida Marlins did it twice.
If you draft well, think with baseball, when you draft them, your player, like, you can manipulate the contracts in a way, service time by sending them down and up, where they have to stay with the team.
Right.
Like
7-8 years, right? Before
they go through arbitration. They got to go through arbitration. They got to do
Wait a minute. So do players ask out?
Basically, in
rarely.
MLB, it's a rarity. You have to wait till free agency. You're not going to get traded if you usually ask. You have to wait unless.
Really?
Yeah, but mind you, gifted, it's not as bad. Gifted, it's not as bad because the baseball players union is very strong. Like they're very strong.
Indeed.
So they will protect their players.
They will protect them. And draft picks aren't as good. Draft picks aren't as good as established talent. Like the draft is such a hit and miss in baseball.
You draft the number 1 player.
It's no guarantee he's going to be.
Yeah. And so another fun stat.
So that's why trades aren't. I'm not trading an established guy for these draft picks that you're going to give me. You feel me?
So
you know what I'm
drafting,
saying?
Okay. Here's the stat. Out of all in the history of baseball, there's been 1 first overall pick that's made the Hall of Fame. That's just right there. There's been 1
just
first
one
pick.
Just
one. Ken Griffey
Jr. Great stat. Great stat. I didn't know that. I did not know that. One that made the Hall of Fame. That's ridiculous.
Player number 1 gifted. Everything works out. He maybe makes it to your MLB squad in a few years.
Right.
Oh no, that sport is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Baseball draft picks mean
and you drafting people from high school.
Right. That's why they don't trade these guys. You know what I'm saying? You got to trade for
excited every year for the draft if you know the draft not gonna be shit like that.
I don't watch baseball like that. You got
honestly, no one really watches the baseball draft. So what happens is they'll draft them, they'll put them in their minor league system.
It's not even a thing, right?
And
they got like 50 rounds. They got like 50 rounds.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap
it up. Shout out to our tunes, PC tunes coming up next, and wrestling too today. They have a
check out wrestling because they're definitely gonna talk about.
What are we doing? What's next?
Check out both. Don't check out wrestling. Check out
cartoons.
Wow, that's wild. PC we can't get a PC baseball show, but we got PC cartoons.
PC baseball.
And PC Tunes building their own network.
What?
building their own network. So I'm gonna definitely
I
stay
was asking you
peep
some
to that.
questions for a reason. I was asking you questions for a reason. So have a little patience. PC
Okay.
Facebook coming soon. Coming soon.
Okay.
All right, guys. This was a
Bye,
lot
guys.
of fun. See you guys.
Salute. Hey,
Take
y'all
it
be
light,
cool.
but take it.
You can't steal the whole man's call
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
like that,
Hey,
bro.
bro, it's so good. I'm always trying